prepared for what's next and protects what matters most to you. With independent insurance agents in your neighborhood and innovative insurance products that can be tailored to fit your unique needs, Encova Insurance is an easy win for your peace of mind. For auto, home, and business
eyesight, he says he's blind without his goggles. Some people have called him Larry Blurred. And since he is a point center, much like Nikola Jokic in the NBA, he's been called College Jokic. And there are probably others that I've missed.
Well, I made a couple myself.
Oh, I like it. What do you got?
I called him Chili D. Williams from the old Budweiser or Coke 45 commercials back in the day. He was an actor. Instead of Dr. J, I called him Dr. Way. Okay.
All right.
And Shaquille Oatmeal.
Oh, that's good.
All right.
That's good. I think that's the best of your three. Well, you can hear the noise in the background. This place seats 9,000. It is packed, and they are standing and applauding for the introduction of the Indiana State players. This is the second of two games in the NIT tonight. In the first, Georgia knocked out Ohio State by 2. So the Bulldogs advance to the NIT Final Four. That game was in Columbus.
So the Bearcats are on a mission to represent the state of Ohio. We are the Ohio team in basketball. Let's go ahead and represent.
And by the way, if Cincinnati is able to win tonight and advance to Hinkle Fieldhouse next week, their next opponent would be either VCU or Utah. Those two teams play tomorrow night in Utah. Cincinnati and Indiana State have played many times before. It's been a long time. Their last meeting was here in Terre Haute years ago. Cincinnati leads the all-time series 11-1. One of Oscar Robertson's great performances was against Indiana State back in 1959. He had a triple-double that consisted of these totals: 45 points, 23 rebounds, 10 assists.
You could have stopped at 45 points and I would have been satisfied. 25 rebounds. 45 points, 20 rebounds.
45, 23, and 10. Yep.
That's incredible.
The Bearcats wearing black uniforms tonight here in Terre Haute with red numerals trimmed in white. Indiana State wearing light blue unis. You can almost picture that Larry Bird number 33 light blue Indiana State uniform. There are a lot of them in the crowd. That is a very popular throwback bestseller here at Indiana State. Aziz Bandego will jump for Cincinnati. Robbie Avila for Indiana State. Bandego tips it forward to Dan Skillings, drives to the basket, loses control of the ball, and it goes out of bounds. That looked like it might be a layup to begin the game for Cincinnati.
Yeah, he lost it just on his way up.
Julian Larry will dribble the ball up the floor for the Sycamores. We are scoreless, about 10 seconds in. Avila sets a screen, now catches the ball top of the key, passes to the left wing, and Conwell now back up top for Larry. He drives to the rim, and his lefty layup is up and in.
Yeah, you're afraid. It's almost like you got to play solid man-to-man. You don't want to help too much.
Indiana State gets a layup on its first possession and takes a 2-0 lead. John Newman, they dare him to shoot a three. He takes the dare, and he makes it from the right point.
Take the shot and make the shot. Jay New for 3.
John Newman's been great on the boards in the NIT. His shots have not been going in. That's a good sign that he makes his first three-point attempt. 3-2 Cincinnati. Larry driving on Aziz Bandego, spins, right-hand layup, and it's good. So he's got a lefty layup and a right-hand layup on Indiana State's first two possessions.
Got a little bump screen in the middle of the paint by Robbie.
4-3 in favor of Indiana State. Now Jizzle James maneuvering to the left elbow, shoots a fall away from the baseline and scores.
And points right over at the defender, Julian Larry, and says, I got you.
Cincinnati 5, Indiana State 4. We played 1 minute and 15 seconds. The Sycamores have it in the front court. Julian Larry, who scored on the first two possessions, driving into the paint, puts up a floating shot that's no good. But we've got a whistle and a foul called on Jizzle James.
Yeah, he's the guy that's got to stay out of foul trouble. Jizzle James.
He's rarely been in foul trouble this season, but he's rarely played major minutes. He logged 38 minutes and 4 seconds on Saturday. Indiana State, the second best free throw shooting team in the country. Only Villanova had a better percentage. The first shot of this game is no good for Julian Larry. He makes 80% for the season. 5-4 Bearcats, 18:31 remaining in the first half. Larry is a senior. He's got a year of eligibility left. Here comes his second foul shot. It is short. He goes 0 for 2. How about that? Cincinnati with the ball in a 5-4 lead. James dribbles past center court, being defended by Isaiah Swope. Jizzle, left of the lane, backing down his defender. Now throws it outside the arc for Simas Lukosius. Bounce pass to the free throw line in Bandego. Backward pass for James. 2-point jump shot, and he cans it.
This young kid is a highlight reel waiting to happen.
He's made his first 2 shots tonight. The Bearcats have taken a 7-4 lead. We're 2 minutes into the game. John Newman out on Conwell, who's been great in the NIT. Here's Avila dribbling along the 3-point line. Pivots, bounce pass to a cutter. Conwell catches, throws it back out to Avila. 3-point shot, he makes it.
And Larry Nerd is on the board.
He makes 38% of his 3-point shots. He averages 17 points a game. 7-all is the score. Cincinnati has it in the front court. Lukosius pump fakes from 3-point range. Passes for Newman. John outside the arc. Conwell defends. Newman throws it to Skillings. Dan spinning into the paint. Might have gotten away with a travel. He did not get away. It's called. Laid it up with the left hand, but took an extra step.
A great NBA move, not on the collegiate level.
So the Bearcats turn it over, and Indiana State has the ball with the score tied at 7. Julian Larry walks it into the front court. Avila sets a pick on Jizzle James. Larry drives to the free throw line. Now Avila shoots another open 3. This one is no good. Rebounded by Dan Skillings. He'll dribble the ball up the floor and then flick it backward at center court to Jizzle James. Wes Miller giving hand signals to indicate the set he wants his team to run in the half court. Jizzle has it outside the arc, left side of the floor. Fake the drive toward the middle, passes on the wing. Lukosius, top of the key to Bandego. Gives it back to Jizzle. He's at the free throw line, throws an alley-oop. Bandego went for a one-handed dunk and got fouled.
Yeah, he was grabbed on the arm by Robbie Avila, so he couldn't get both hands up at the rim to catch the lob. But Jizzle James is playing. Jizzle James is one of the best in college basketball at his young age at playing the pick and roll. He really understands how to get in front of you with that stink dribble, keep you on the back.
First foul on Avila. Bandego's first foul shot is up, and it's off the back of the rim. No good. 7-7 the score. 16:42 left in the first half. Bandego will try to give the Bearcats a 1-point lead. Aziz making 55% of his free throws. Second one is no good. Offensive rebound by Skillings, and had it knocked away by Indiana State. Slow start for Dan Skillings. Julian Larry quickly into the front court, trying to go by Jizzle James, almost stolen by Bandego. Now Avila near the free throw line, tried to throw a bounce pass to a cutter. They got kicked out by Cincinnati.
I saw that same play several times on highlight reels on YouTube, and they completed all of them for layups.
They throw more bounce passes than any team I've seen since the Pete Carrill Princeton days.
I was just about to say, it's a variation of the Princeton offense that they run.
Swope has it outside the arc. Skillings on him. Isaiah Swope to Avila. Bounces it back to Swope. Backdoor cut. Missed the layup. Wide open layup, and he missed it. Lucky break there for Cincinnati. Lukosius on the left wing. Out to the point in Skillings. Dribbling to the top of the circle. Now driving into the paint. His running floater is no good. And the rebound gets knocked out of bounds by Indiana State.
Once again, Aziz Bandego being a menace on the offensive glass.
So the Bearcats get 20 on the shot clock as Lukosius will throw it in from the baseline, right of the basket. Looking under the hoop, nobody open there. Passes on the wing for Jizzle James. Jizzle's going to shoot a 3-point shot. It's too strong. Tap out by Bandego, but it goes to Swope of Indiana State. He'll try to drive to the basket, loses the ball, but saved it in bounds, and then it gets knocked out by Simas Lukosius.
The official raised the hand with a fist, opened it up, and pointed that it's going to be Indiana State ball. So instead of a foul, They just take the ball out on the side.
And that takes us to our first media timeout. 15:52 remaining in the half. 7-7 is the score. This is the NIT Elite Eight, presented by R&L Carriers on News Radio 700 WLW.
There are lots of ways to make Skyline part of your game plan. You can pregame with friends in 5 ways at your favorite Skyline, or carry out conies to crush during the game. And Skyline is the only place for post-game Cholitos and chili cheese fries. Football, basketball, baseball, or soccer. High school, college, or pro. Doesn't matter. Game time is always a good time for Skyline. So get your game face on and get your Skyline game plan together. Feeling good? It's Skyline time.
Family owned and operated, R&L Carriers prides itself on quality customer service. With a nationwide network of service centers, our team works for you and your business, guiding freight across the U.S. and Canada. Speak with a representative to learn more about the company's guaranteed expedited and liftgate services. Our experts will take the time to create a custom shipping solution to fit your individual needs. Connect with us at rlc.com. One call, one carrier. R&L Carriers.
UC teams and traditions are legendary. Our team at Strategic Wealth Designers are proud to be a partner of Bearcat Athletics. What an honor to be working together. When you're ready to discuss your financial future, call the team the Bearcats trust. We look forward to creating your winning strategy for retirement. Visit us at swdgroup.com today. And go Bearcats!
News Radio 700 WLW.
7-7 the score. We played 4 minutes and 8 seconds here in Terre Haute.
2 heavyweight contenders feeling each other out in round 1. The Bearcats 5-2 on the glass with 2 offensive rebounds. Bearcats shooting 50% from the floor, 3 of 6, 1 of 2 from downtown, while the Sycamores are shooting 3 of 5, 60%, also 1 of 2 from downtown. But they also have 4 points in the paint. With the back cutting, you're going to see a lot of that. So I wouldn't be surprised if they had an advantage in that area going forward.
Indiana State, the number 1 overall seed in the NIT. They were ranked 28th in the country at the end of the season in the net rankings and became the highest net ranked team ever to be left out of the NCAA tournament. Now it's worth pointing out, this is only the 5th tournament since they've had the net rankings, so it's not like we're talking about a 30-year sample size or something like that, but nonetheless, first team ranked in the top 30 ever to be left out.
And Wes Miller said if this team was in the NCAA, he can see them as a second weekend team. They're that good.
It'll be Indiana State's ball. Ryan Conwell will throw it in from the sideline. He's got his mouth guard dangling out. That is always the case.
Yeah.
He plays with it dangling out. Doesn't exactly protect your teeth when you do that. Swope shoots a contested 3. It is no good. Offensive rebound for Indiana State. Jason Kent grabbing that offensive rebound. Swope outside the arc. Picked up on a switch by Bandego. Tough matchup for Aziz. Swope tries to take him off the dribble. Drives to the hoop. Now fires it outside the arc. Conwell. Step back 3, and the lefty misses it. Rebounded by Dan Skillings.
Great defense by the Bearcats. Individually on the ball, Bandego.
Lukosius in the front court, dribbling toward the free throw line, jump stop into the lane, running shot is up and in.
Well, he did that in practice the other day, 4 times in a row, that little mid-range floater.
9-7 Cincinnati. Conwell quickly into the front court, passes for Avila. Backward flip for Julian Larry. Shoulder high dribble toward the basket, puts up a shot that's no good. Bandego playing volleyball, eventually tips it to Lukosius. Here's Jizzle James to the wing, 3-point shot. Skillings puts it in, and the Bearcats have a 5-point lead.
Locked in. They're taking away what the Sycamores do best, taking away the cuts and making them shoot over them.
That's only a 2-point basket by mistake for Skillings, so Cincinnati leads by 4. Avila tries to throw another bounce pass, and it is kicked 10 rows into the crowd by Aziz Bandego.
Well, the number 1 sport that he played is soccer growing up, so he's very good with his lower body, his lower extremities. You throw that down there, he's going to kick it out.
He'll take a break. Jameel Reynolds will check in, see how he handles Robbie Avila. Ryan Conwell will throw it in from the baseline. Played at USF in 2 games against Cincinnati last year, losing both. Lobs it inbounds to Julian Larry between the circles. Passes for Avila, shoots an open 3. Swish.
Reynolds has got to fight through that. He's looking at Skillings for not opening up, but he never told Skillings to open up.
2 3-point baskets in the first half for Avila, and no surprise they went right to him as soon as Jameel Reynolds came into the game. 11-10 Cincinnati. Lukosius dribbling outside the arc, being knocked around by Kent. Now a jump shot is up and no good. Tipped by Reynolds to Swope. Flies into the front court. Pull up 3. Blocked by Skillings.
Oh, please.
And a foul is called on Dan Skillings. Wes Miller can't believe it.
That's horrible.
That's a bad call.
That's a horrible call.
Edwin Young called it. It's going to be 3 foul shots for Isaiah Swope. Isaiah Swope, a 73% free throw shooter. The junior who spent the last couple of years at Southern Indiana makes the first foul shot, and we are tied at 11. Wes Miller still talking to the official that made that call. Second foul shot is good. Indiana State has a 1-point lead, and Swope has a third free throw coming. Now the third free throw. It is good. So rather than being a block for Dan Skillings, 3 foul shots for Indiana State, and the Sycamores lead by 2, 13-11. Jizzle James crosses center court and passes to the left wing, and Lukosius hands it back to Jizzle. He'll dribble toward the top of the key, shoots an open 3. Off the rim, no good. Tipped up by Reynolds. Rebounded by Conwell. Fires into the front court. Swope behind the back dribble. Good defense by Jizzle James. Now Avila. Guarded by Jizzle James. He's going to back him down. Avila. Over the shoulder pass into the corner. And the guy who caught it stepped out of bounds. Julian Larry.
The Bearcats were waiting for him to pass it because they know he is such a good threat when he backs down. He expects you to double team so he can whip it to the open 3-point shooter.
Indiana State 13, Cincinnati 11. 13:25 remaining in the half. Jizzle James swerves into the front court, passes into the right corner, and Skillings. He'll back up outside the arc. Being defended by Conwell. Now a pass into the lane, caught by Lukosius. Up and under move, couldn't get up a shot, and now he draws a 2-shot foul.
It's a great play. Any foul is good for the Bearcats because this team only goes 6, maybe 7 deep. That's what they trust. Now, they have other guys that haven't played since March 9th, the end of regular season. But in the NIT, they like to keep it short and concise. The best players will play upwards of 30 minutes.
Foul is called on Conwell, his first. 2 free throws coming for Simas Lukosius. His first one is off the back of the rim. No good. Simas, of course, played the last couple of years about an hour away at Butler in Indianapolis. Josh Reed checks in. Dan Skillings will take a break. 13-11 left in the half. Lukosius trying to pull the Bearcats within 1. The second foul shot is up, and that one is good. 3 points for Simas. Cincinnati trails 13-12. Conwell dribbles past center court. Josh Reed defends. Conwell splits 2 defenders, drives to the hole, misses a layup, rebounded by Reynolds. Jizzle James fires into the front court. Lukosius with a heat check 3. No good. Rebound chased down by Indiana State. Long pass. Fumbled out of... No, it didn't go out. Yes, it did go out of bounds of Julian Larry.
And
about a 60-foot pass. Unfortunately for the Bearcats, Larry didn't catch it cleanly.
And he wasn't out of bounds. Unless the ball bounced out of bounds, his foot was not out of bounds.
Indiana State will make its first substitution. Xavier Bledson, the one sub who plays a considerable amount of minutes, checks into the game. He averages about 18 and a half minutes, and he was the 6th man of the year in the Missouri Valley Conference. Jizzle James in the front court. Cincinnati down by 1. Jizzle has it at the left point. Guarded by Conwell. Now Newman on the left wing. Floats it down low. Caught by Reynolds. Avila defends. Here's a pass to Newman. Open 3. He's got it from straight away.
That's a great two-man game right there. Not an over dribble by Jamil. Found the right shooter.
2 3-point attempts for John Newman. He's made them both. Cincinnati leads 15-13. 12-14 left in the first half. Indiana State has it. Kent over the shoulder pass. Bledson under the hoop. And the bank shot is up and in for Jason Kent.
It's just a beautiful play. Passed it, cut, received the ball back for the layup.
15-15 the score. We'll have a timeout at the next dead ball. Jizzle James crosses the timeline with a right-hand dribble. Passes on the left wing for Lukosius. Shovels it back to Jizzle James. Jizzle drives to the free throw line. Fall away jumper, and he makes it from 16 feet.
Kareem, and he threw the ball away. John Newman got the deflection. Kareem had the sky hook, which was unguardable. Jizzle has the mid-range free throw line, baseline area, fadeaway, where he contorts his lower body so you can't jump and block it. He gets the space that way.
That is his shot, and his percentage on those shots is uncanny. We have a timeout with 11:36 remaining in the half. The score, Cincinnati 17, Indiana State 15. You're listening to the NIT quarterfinals presented by R&L Carriers on News Radio 700 WLW.
There are lots of ways to make Skyline part of your game plan. You can pregame with friends in 5 ways at your favorite Skyline, or carry out conies to crush during the game. And Skyline is the only place for post-game Cholitos and chili cheese fries. Football, basketball, baseball, or soccer. High school, college, or pro. Doesn't matter. Game time is always a good time for Skyline. So get your game face on and get your Skyline game plan together. Feeling good? It's Skyline time.
With a constantly changing landscape of technology, it's important to stay ahead of the game. Have access to the latest technology services by leveraging Encore Technologies for managed services, professional services, and support. Encore provides a range of services including data center, cloud, network, and collaboration solutions, all accessible through our 24/7 service desk and operations center. Encore Technologies can simplify your technology solutions and keep your organization fully operational in any scenario. Visit Encore.tech to find out more.
UC teams and traditions are legendary. Our team at Strategic Wealth Designers are proud to be a partner of Bearcat Athletics. What an honor to be working together. When you're ready to discuss your financial future, call the team the Bearcats trust. We look forward to creating your winning strategy for retirement. Visit us at swdgroup.com today. And go Bearcats!
This is 700 WLW, the home of the UC Bearcats.
We are in Terre Haute, Indiana tonight. The locals call it Paradise. Cincinnati leading 17-15, 11:36 remaining in the half.
Good to see old Mike Roberts here.
Yes, former UC assistant coach who's from this area, and he is in attendance tonight to root for his close friend Wes Miller and the Bearcats.
Good to see him. He's great, great communicator. I love the little back and forth they used to have on the sideline.
It got heated.
It did. But look at these stats, though. The Bearcats are leading the glass 8-2, 8-6, 2-point advantage, or 2-rebound advantage. Points off turnovers. They've turned them over twice, and they've scored both times. So there's 4-0 in that area. They're losing the battle of points in the paint 6-2. Not a big deal right now. But they're shooting 53.8. The Bearcats 7 of 13, 2 of 6 from downtown, 33%. They're also 1 of 4 from the free throw line. Just be mindful of that. 5 of 11 from the floor are the Sycamores, 2 of 5 from downtown, and 3 of 5 from the free throw line.
Indiana State's missed some chippies.
Yes. And we've missed free throws. So if we can continue to let that continue to happen, they're going to make some of those, but the ball bounces funny. And the height of the Bearcats gave them some problems early on.
A couple of subs that don't play much have checked in for Indiana State. Jake Wolf, who's 6'5", 200, and Derek Vorst, who's 6'10", 250. I don't think they'll be on the floor for very long, but they're in right now. Avila getting a break.
Yeah, they get about 5 minutes a game.
Larry dribbles past center court for the Sycamores. Cincinnati up by 2. Julian Larry scored the first 2 baskets of the game for Indiana State. Now driving with a left hand. He's left of the lane. Throws it outside the arc. Bledson driving baseline. He's under the hoop. Bounce pass. Laid up and missed by Indiana State. And a very late whistle and a foul called on the Bearcats as Derek Vorst missed that layup.
Well, Jamil Reynolds just swatted down, and he didn't have to do that. I mean, he just tomahawked it. His momentum ran right into him. If he just puts his arm straight up like he's reaching for some cookies on the shelf, he probably blocks that one. If he misses it, he can just rebound it.
First foul on Jamil. Vorst is a 60% free throw shooter. He's only attempted 15 this year. His first one tonight is good.
I mean, how do you have back-to-back centers that are built alike?
Little on the pudgy side. 6'10", 250.
So it's
He's from the Toledo area, and he was on his high school golf team at that size, 6'10", 250.
You know, in football, the center is like the second smartest guy on the field because he's got to know the coverages, and that's kind of like how they like their centers.
Second foul shot good for Derek Vorst, and that ties the game at 17. Jizzle James will dribble the ball past center court for Cincinnati. Clock running with 11:05 left in the half. Skillings has it outside the arc, dribbling between the circles. Passes for Lukosius. Feeds it right of the lane. Oguama spinning his way to the low block. Trying to out-muscle Bledson. Puts up a lefty layup, rolled around the rim, and did not go in.
Yeah, but Jamil started taking off, and he's right in the paint to offensive rebound.
Conwell went to one knee before getting the ball to Vorst. Vorst throws a dangerous pass, intercepted by Jizzle James. Jizzle driving to the bucket. There's contact. He banks it in. Count the basket. And a foul is called on Indiana State.
I'm telling you, you plug him in, and instant electricity comes into this young man when he gets his hands on the basketball. Left to right crossover, runs right into the back of the defender who is not even looking at him, uses his elbows to push off on his back, and then shoots it and gets the and one.
Julian Larry called for the foul, and he's up in an official's face talking about it. Now he's doing it with a smile on his face. It's not heated. Up on the video board, they are showing Edgerrin James. Keep in mind, we're about an hour away from Indianapolis, where he starred for so many years for the Colts. Foul shot good for Jizzle James. He's got 9, and Cincinnati leads at 20-17 as we approach the midway point of the first half. Conwell into the front court. Driving with the right hand outside the arc. Now tries to penetrate before passing into the corner. Larry gives it back to Conwell. Vorst shoots a three-point shot, and the big man swishes it.
Stop it. Aziz just basically dared him. Didn't even stunt at him like he was going to go out there.
His third three-point basket of the season. We're tied at 20. Jizzle James has it. Passes on the wing. Lukosius pump fakes. Gets it to Bandego. Gives it back. Three-point shot.
Come on.
Bullseye for Simas.
Right back at you, ain't cheating. Simas with the 3 fingers as he releases.
6 points for Lukosius. Cincinnati up by 3, 23-20. Larry going one-on-one. Drives. Tried to hand it off in the lane. Vorst didn't catch it. He's down hurt. Now he's on his feet. Cincinnati with numbers. Here's an alley-oop. It's deflected, but a foul is called on Indiana State. It's on Conwell. It's his second.
Yeah, Vorst is holding his head like he got hit. He's looking to see if he's bleeding, but he's a little dizzy. He's going to come out of the game right now.
Avila checks back in. The foul on Conwell, his second. Cincinnati would love to get him into foul trouble. Well, Indiana State is going to have 4 of its 5 starters back on the floor. And the Bearcats will be throwing it in from the baseline. That was not a shooting foul on the attempted alley-oop. 23-20 Cincinnati, 9:37 remaining in the half. Lukosius will be the trigger man for Cincinnati from the baseline. He has handed the ball, passes into the corner for Skillings. Skillings driving baseline against Wolf, puts up a shot, did not hit the rim. Rebounded by Avila. Avila dribbles into the front court. Dribbling left of the lane. He's down to the low block. Skillings on him. Passes to Wolf into the corner. Here's Bledson. Now Avila on the baseline in the short corner. Poked out of bounds by Dan Skillings.
Abdul Adu has been teaching Dan Skillings how to play post defense. And one of the major things that he used to do is when you dribble that ball, he pokes it out of there to disrupt your back end rhythm.
14 left to shoot for Indiana State. It's inbounded outside the arc to Wolf. Wolf looking for an open teammate, gets it to Avila. 8 left to shoot. Here's Swope in the corner, fires a three-point shot. Off the rim, and rebounded in traffic by Oguama. And he gets the ball was knocked out of bounds by Kent. I thought they were going to call him for a foul, but instead he swatted it away from Odie, and it went out of bounds.
Why? Because Dan Skilling's wrist is bleeding? When he swiped down and knocked it off of his wrist?
Newman back in, Oguama out. Lukosius inbounds to Skillings, and he will leave it for Jizzle James to dribble the ball up the floor. Cincinnati leads 23-20, 8:56 remaining in the half. Jizzle has it between the circles. Outside the arc, left side of the floor. Pounding a right-hand dribble before passing to Bandego. Hands it back to Jizzle. Jizzle now driving to the right elbow. Puts up a running bank. No good. Kept alive by Bandego. No good. Rebounded by Avila. Wolf flying into the front court. Stops at the three-point line. Passes to Avila. He'll hand it off for Swope. Swope near the top of the circle. Passing for Avila. The big guy who loves to throw no-look passes. Feeds it to Bledson on the wing. He'll shoot a three-point shot. It is no good. Long rebound grabbed outside the arc by Swope. Indiana State resets. 8:13 left in the half. Swope with a long three. Off the rim, no good. Rebounded by Simas Lukosius. And Cincinnati has it with a three-point lead. Jizzle James dribbles between the legs. Shoots a 17-footer. Around the rim, no good. Rebounded by Jason Kent. Fires up the sideline for Bledson. Bledson dribbling to the free throw line. Leaves it for Avila. Three-point shot. No good. Skillings with a one-handed rebound for Cincinnati. We'll have a timeout at the next dead ball. The Bearcats are up by 3. Skillings, foul line extended right. Passes to Bandego, top of the circle. Shovels it backward for Simas. Now Jizzle James outside the arc left. Puts it on the deck. Drives toward two defenders. Lost the ball. Gets it back. Feeds it to Simas. His three-point shot is no good. And Bledson has the rebound for Indiana State. Throws it ahead. The ball is deflected and stolen. Here's a long lead feed caught by Skillings. And he flies in for a two-handed dunk. And a timeout is called by Indiana State coach Josh Schertz.
The Bearcats are disrupting the rhythm of this Princeton-style offense. Getting hands everywhere, causing deflections. And it's really disrupting the timing. And the coach says, enough. Let's resettle.
Biggest lead of the game for either team. The Bearcats have taken a 5-point advantage. We have 7:18 left in the half. Cincinnati 25, Indiana State 20. And you're listening to the NIT presented by R&L Carriers on News Radio 700 WLW.
There are lots of ways to make Skyline part of your game plan. You can pregame with friends in 5 ways at your favorite Skyline, or carry out conies to crush during the game. And Skyline is the only place for post-game Cholitos and chili cheese fries. Football, basketball, baseball, or soccer. High school, college, or pro. Doesn't matter. Game time is always a good time for Skyline. So get your game face on and get your Skyline game plan together. Feeling good? It's Skyline time.
With a constantly changing landscape of technology, it's important to stay ahead of the game. Have access to the latest technology services by leveraging Encore Technologies for managed services, professional services, and support. Encore provides a range of services including data center, cloud, network, and collaboration solutions, all accessible through our 24/7 service desk and operations center. Encore Technologies can simplify your technology solutions and keep your organization fully operational in any scenario. Visit Encore.tech to find out more.
Looking to earn more with your checking account? Kemba has the answer. Get Green Checking pays you up to $45 a month. It's as simple as using your debit card, viewing e-statements, and logging into online or mobile banking. Open your account today and earn up to $45 a month with Kemba. For details and qualifications, visit Kemba.com. That's KEMBA.com. APY equals annual percentage yield. Monthly example based on earning 4% APY on a daily balance of $15,000 throughout a 28-day qualification cycle and meeting all qualifications. Rate subject to change. Insured by NCAA.
700 WLW.
Welcome back to Indiana State. Cincinnati with a 5-point lead, 25-20. We have 7:18 left in the half.
They call the timeout because they turned the ball over, which is the 5th of the game. But more importantly, the Bearcats are leading that category. Points off turnovers, 9-0. So if you turn this ball over, Bearcats don't believe that they have the fleet of foot or the athletes to stop them in transition. So the minute that they get their turnover, they are off to the races. In the meantime, they have caught up with those points in the paint, 6-6, and fast break points, 7-3. So if they can continue to make this team make extra passes, get deflections, kick them out of bounds, whatever you got to do to set your defense, They believe that they cannot make shots over them, and they have been a masterful job defending this offense.
Jizzle James leading all scorers with 9 points. He's made 4 out of 8 shots. He also has 2 assists and no turnovers. Indiana State's leading scorer thus far, Larry Nerd, as he's known. Robbie Avila, he has 6 points on 2 for 4 3-point shooting.
This is like the 5th different lineup right now for the Bearcats that are on the floor. Josh Reed is in the game. John Newman, Bandego, Seamoss will play the point, and Dan Skillings. So you got a lot of height right now and multiple defenders that can switch through this cutting system with a shot blocker and rim protector in Bandego.
So Jizzle James out, probably not for very long. He was out for 1 minute and 11 seconds in Saturday's win over Bradley until being taken out at the very end of the game when the walk-ons came in. Cincinnati's going to try a little zone defense. Indiana State gets the ball into the front court. Avila into the corner. Kent to Avila, gives it back to him, went up to dunk and got fouled by Bandego. He prevented the dunk.
And he knew the reaction was to say, I didn't foul, but he had nowhere near the ball. He grabbed both wrists.
And Jizzle James is coming back into the game, so he was out for about 10 seconds of game time.
Just the way you like it.
Jason Kent goes to the line. He's an 83% free throw shooter. He had 35 in the first round win over SMU, his career high. His first free throw is good. The Bearcat lead is 4, 25-21, 7:04 left in the half. Jizzle James back in. Seamoss Lukosius comes out. Jason Kent in his second year at Indiana State after 2 at Bradley. Cincinnati assistant coach Drew Adams was there with him for 2 years with the Braves. Second foul shot good. 4 points for Kent. Full court pressure now by Indiana State. And the Sycamores will back up now that the ball is in the hands of Jizzle James. Cincinnati up 25-22. 6:55 left in the half. Bandego catches inside the three-point line. Fakes the handoff to Newman. Gives it to Skillings. Drives. Stops near the low block. Right side. Dan turns toward his left shoulder and goes up and over Julian Larry to score.
You didn't think that ball was going to come out of that post, did you?
I suspected not.
Absolutely not.
6 points for Dan Skillings. Cincinnati on top by 5 again. Now Swope drives to the basket. His shot rejected by Newman. Cincinnati has numbers. Skillings driving toward the basket, and he gets fouled on his way there.
Skillings had an advantage, a two-step advantage, sprinting back on defense were the Sycamores, and they didn't give up a layup, but more importantly, they got a foul.
It was called on Swope, his first, team's 5th. Cincinnati's been called for 4. The Bearcats will throw it in with 27 on the shot clock. 6.5 minutes left in the half. Bearcats up by 5, 27-22. Josh Reed has it. Passes for Bandego. Looks around for an open teammate. Fakes the handoff to Skillings. There's a chest pass to Jizzle James. Jizzle near the top of the circle, driving toward the basket. Running shot. He banks it in with tremendous strength.
And he put the little hands next to his side and saying, slow down, player.
11 and a half for Jizzle James. Cincinnati up by 7, 29-22. Biggest lead for the Bearcats. Here's a three-point shot by Kent, and he makes it.
Yep. Reed was there. Not close enough.
29-25, Cincinnati, 5:50 left in the half. James dribbles into the front court, works it toward the left wing. Swope trying to take it away, lots of contact. 15-foot jumper, Jizzle scores again.
I mean, barbecue chicken.
13 and a half, Cincinnati up by 6, 31-25. Avila at the left elbow, bounce pass toward the corner. Caught by Swope, drives to the basket, kicks it out to Conwell. The lefty's three-point shot is good.
I mean, that was a great shot because Aziz was there. He anticipated the corner. He went to the corner and left that vacancy.
Cincinnati by 3, 31-28. Indiana State starting to heat up from outside the arc. Bandego just right of the circle. Passes for Skillings. Dan holding the ball down below his knees. Wipes it in front of his defender. Larry. Here's Bandego, right of the lane. Shot clock at 5. Aziz hands it off to Jizzle. Off balance 3. Comes up short. Rebounded by Conwell. Pushes it into the front court. He's going to shoot. takes it to the rim, misses.
Over the back.
Kent got away with an over the back. The ball gets knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Cincinnati.
How was that? He jumped right on the back of John Newman, Reed, who was trying to get the rebound.
When Ryan Conwell makes a shot, and he just made a three, he's going to look to shoot the next several times he has the ball. He's one of those guys, when he feels it, look out.
That's right.
Saw glimpses of it last year at USF. Inbounds to Avila. Cincinnati up by 3. Now Swope driving to the free throw line. Backs up against Skillings. Avila bounce pass to Conwell, right to the basket. Beat Newman and laid it in.
Newman's right next to him and didn't even see the ball coming.
Another great bounce pass by Avila, and Wes Miller calls a timeout. Well, the crowd is into it as Indiana State has started to heat up offensively, but the Bearcats still have a 1-point lead. We'll take a timeout with 4:21 left in the half. Cincinnati 31, Indiana State 30. This is the NIT presented by R&L Carriers on News Radio 700 WLW.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota, like the family-size Highlander. Now through April 1st, get a new 24 Highlander with 4.75 APR financing, or 5.75 on an electrified Highlander hybrid, or get up to $1,000 APR cash on the new Grand Highlander, depending on model, when financed with approved credit through TFS. Plus, you get 2 years no-cost maintenance. Get details at Toyota.com. Ready, set, go get your Toyota today. Toyota, let's go places.
Looking to earn more with your checking account? Kemba has the answer. Get Green Checking pays you up to $45 a month. It's as simple as using your debit card, viewing e-statements, and logging into online or mobile banking. Open your account today and earn up to $45 a month with Kemba. For details and qualifications, visit Kemba.com. That's KEMBA.com. APY equals annual percentage yield. Monthly example based on earning 4% APY on a daily balance of $15,000 throughout a 28-day qualification cycle and meeting all qualifications. Rate subject to change. Insured by NCAA.
Honda drivers, if you want to keep your Honda a Honda, only service your Honda with the experts at your local Honda dealer. They use genuine Honda parts and factory certified technicians to service all Hondas, keeping your Honda a Honda. Don't trust your investment to anyone else. Only service with genuine Honda parts and factory certified technicians to make sure your Honda stays 100% Honda. When you need service for your Honda, search your local Honda dealer.
Get the Reds and Mariners Saturday at 3:35 on 700 WLW and 700 WLW's live stream on the iHeartRadio app.
4 minutes and 21 seconds left in the half. The Bearcats lead Indiana State by a point, 31-30.
Yeah, no lead is safe, Dan. Don't worry about that you got a 6-point lead and you start to feel good about yourself thinking you're going to pull away. This team is only 1 or 2 shots away at any moment because they are so good of a 3-point shooting team. So you got to stay plugged in. They already have 7 assists. They average 17.5 per game. So they're passing the ball. They're doing what they're supposed to do. They got to put pressure on the passer as well.
Josh Schertz does an excellent job with his team offensively. He was the Missouri Valley Conference Coach of the Year this year. Mentioned the long run he had in Division II. Didn't win a national championship, but got to the Final Four a couple of times and was the national runner-up back in 2016. As a kid, he was a nationally ranked youth tennis player. When he was 12 years old, moved to Florida, being part of one of these tennis academies, and he got burnt out. Quit the academy a few years later, quit high school, eventually gravitated toward basketball. Cincinnati's ball in the front court. Here's Lukosius at the top of the key. Reynolds sets a pick. Seamas drives, puts up a teardrop floater that's no good. Rebounded by Avila. Now Conwell driving toward the bucket, and a reach-in foul was called early on Josh Reed.
Yeah, you can't. When the guy's coming at you in full speed transition, they run their early offensive sets so quick, their transition, that you have to be in pistols and feet pattern moving in anticipation that they're coming at you. You cannot be in cement shoes guarding a guy coming at you full speed.
Team foul number 5 on Cincinnati. First personal on Reed. He'll come out. Skilling's back in. And Conwell will throw it in from the baseline. Lobs it out toward the top of the key where it's run down by Julian Larry. Bounces it for Avila. Drove into the lane, didn't shoot. Throws it backward for Swope. Swope now on the right wing to Avila at the elbow. Dribbles along the three-point line. Passes on the wing. Here's Conwell, guarded by Newman. Gets it to Avila. Shot clock down to 7. Avila outside the arc. Passing for Larry. 3 to shoot. Larry launches a 3. Off the rim, no good. And Skillings chases down his 7th rebound of the first half.
Good defensive set by the Cats.
Cincinnati's ball with a 1-point lead, 31-30. 3.5 minutes left in the half. Jizzle James has it between the circles. Dribbles to the left point. Picked up on a switch by Swope. Drives to the free throw line. Now Reynolds outside the arc. Feeds it left for Skillings. Skillings puts it on the deck with the left hand. Drives to the bucket. Running bank is no good. Tips up his miss. No good. Rebounded by Kent, and a foul is called on Cincinnati.
Those are the fouls that you just can't get. I mean, Skillings, you missed a shot. Get back on defense. You get frustrated because you miss it. You think you can try to hurry up and get it back, and you end up committing the foul.
Second personal on Dan. He'll come out. Josh Reed will check in. And Indiana State will have the ball down by 1, 31-30. Larry looks over toward the coaching staff and begins dribbling the ball up the floor for Indiana State. Crosses center court. Jizzle James waits to defend. Larry driving to the left elbow. Cross-court pass caught by Kent. Kent feeds it to Avila. Robbie, underhand flip. Larry now gives it back to Avila. Layup blocked by a skywalking Reynolds. What a block for Jamil. Best he's had in a Bearcat uniform.
Yes.
Here's Jizzle James. There's contact, no whistle. Jizzle dribbling along the three-point line. He's near the top of the key. Now throws it way outside the arc for Lukosius. Passes for Reynolds. Step back 3. He makes it. A block on one end and a tray on the other.
Of course. That's how it's supposed to be, big fella. You deserve that reward. Now get another one.
That's his third three-point basket of the year. 34-30 Cincinnati. Conwell to Avila. Robbie dribbles to the right point. Gets it to Swope. Swope shoots from the baseline. Misses badly. Nice rebound in traffic by Reed. And he throws the outlet for Jizzle James. Cincinnati's ball up by 4. 2:05 left in the half. Jizzle dribbles with the left hand and gives the thumbs down signal with the right to his teammates as he dribbles into the front court. Here's Reed outside the arc. Foul line extended right. Waits for Seamoss to get open near the top of the key. Lukosius, underhand pass for Reed. Flips it to Newman. Gives it right back to Seamoss. 5 to shoot. 4 to shoot. He launches a contested 3. No good. Offensive rebound, Josh Reed. Throws it out to Reynolds. And the Bearcats will reset with 1:37 left in the half. Jizzle James has it. They leave him open. Lost the ball. Gets it back. Shoots from the free throw line. It's no good. Reynolds with an offensive rebound. Bearcats have a fresh 20 to shoot. Jizzle driving. Gets tied up by Avila. And a foul. No, it's a jump ball call. And the ball will go to Indiana State.
It's the right call, but Jamil Reynolds, this segment is giving him good minutes.
Yes.
And what about Josh Reed? A couple of offensive, got a offensive rebound on one end, defensive rebound on the other, and he's playing great defense.
1:22 left in the half. Cincinnati leads Indiana State 34-30. Conwell dribbles into the front court. Hands it off on the wing. Now Avila, top of the key, gets it to Julian Larry. Larry dribbling in place outside the arc. Now he drives to the free throw line. No look bounce pass. Avila lost it out of bounds, and the Bearcats will have it with 1:08 left in the half.
John Newman swiped down on the ball on the help side defense and knocked it off his leg out of bounds.
Jizzle James will dribble the ball up the floor. Cincinnati leading 34-30. 1:02 left in the half. 25 to shoot. Jizzle has it. 35 feet from the bucket. Lobs a pass for Reynolds, left of the lane. Avila defends. Here comes a double team. Jamil goes to the right-hand hook and gets a friendly roll. It goes in. Cincinnati on top by 6. 36-30. 42 seconds left in the half. Larry crosses center court. Avila set to pick. Larry stumbles, loses the ball, but gets it back. Passes for Avila. Fakes left, drives right, puts up a shot. No good. Offensive rebound, Kent. Had it knocked out of bounds off Cincinnati.
John Newman once again. You pop faking there because you're afraid of the height. You think Reynolds is going to block the shot. And out of nowhere, John Newman sticks that long reach in there and knocks it out.
27.9 seconds left in the half. 19 seconds to shoot. It's lobbed outside the arc. Caught by Larry. Avila sets a screen. Larry has the ball. 15 to shoot. Passes for Avila inside the top of the key. Underhand pass for Swope. Newman all over him defensively. Swope now driving toward the basket.
Oh, wow.
Puts up a shot and scores with the offhand.
Oh, that was beautiful. If he goes with the right, it's smacked out of bounds. Went to the left.
6 seconds left in the half. Cincinnati has it in the front court. Jizzle James driving. Shoots a two-point jumper. It is no good. And that will bring the half to an end. Cincinnati will head to the locker room with a 4-point lead. 36-32 on the road here in Terre Haute.
And what a half. I mean, you saw lead changes. You saw the Cincinnati establish themselves. You saw the Princeton-style offense get back into it. But you saw scrapping, offensive rebound. You saw a three-pointer from Jamil Reynolds. You saw playmaking from Jizzle James. And the Bearcats deserve to go into this locker room with a chance to put a seal on it in the second half.
13 points in the first half for Jizzle James, and Cincinnati is up by 4, 36-32. We invite you to stay tuned for Mo Egger and the R&L Carriers Halftime Report. It's brought to you by R&L Carriers. Partner with a family-owned LTL provider at RLC.com. Cincinnati leads at 36-32. This is the NIT on News Radio 700 WLW.
Hi, this is Trevor Jones with Robert Jones Plumbing, the world's friendliest plumbers. No job is too big or too small, whether it's a remodel, water leaking, or drains backed up. Give us a call at 513-353-2230. That's Robert Jones Plumbing, 513-353-2230.
Looking to earn more with your checking account? Kemba has the answer. Get Green Checking pays you up to $45 a month. It's as simple as using your debit card, viewing e-statements, and logging into online or mobile banking. Open your account today and earn up to $45 a month with Kemba. For details and qualifications, visit Kemba.com. That's KEMBA.com. APY equals annual percentage yield. Monthly example based on earning 4% APY on a daily balance of $15,000 throughout a 28-day qualification cycle and meeting all qualifications. Rate subject to change. Insured by NCAA.
Do you worry about your basement leaking every time it rains? Well, get it fixed permanently. Hey, Gary Sullivan here. Call EverDry Waterproofing today and stop worrying about your basement and start using it. Call EverDry Waterproofing for a free basement inspection today.
Hello, folks. It's the Cowboy. Looking for the perfect venue for your next gathering? Let Montgomery Inn host your next special event. Whether you're planning a dinner party, a business luncheon, or a corporate gathering, let Montgomery Inn make your event extraordinary. They have an array of private dining rooms that offer a unique dining experience with a wide range of group dining accommodations designed to meet your every need and make each event memorable. Visit MontgomeryInn.com to learn more.
The Roar Insurance Agency has been meeting the Tri-State's insurance needs for over 25 years. Life insurance, disability, business, home, or insuring your second home in Florida, Michigan, or anywhere. Put the Roar back in your insurance today. RoarINS.com.
Success is often determined by how well you plan and prepare for life's biggest moments. It's the confidence that comes from knowing you and your loved ones are protected for generations. You can rest assured knowing you've made the right choice, placing your trust in Western and Southern. From life insurance to retirement and investments, Western and Southern helps provide the peace of mind you need so you can be in the moment with the ones you love. Visit westernsouthern.com/rest assured to get started today.
News, traffic, and weather. News Radio 700 WLW, Cincinnati.
I'm Sean Gallagher with the UC Halftime Report.
We're going away from the search and rescue portion to a recovery operation.
That is Colonel Roland Butler, Secretary of the Maryland State Police, as the Coast Guard is suspending its search and rescue efforts after a cargo ship lost control, striking and bringing down the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore early this morning, with the 6 construction workers who were filling potholes at the time and remain unaccounted for presumed dead. Butler said conditions are too dangerous for divers to continue searching tonight.
We will still have surface ships out overnight. At 0600 hours tomorrow, we're hoping to put divers in the water and begin a more detailed search to do our very best to recover those 6 missing people.
2 people were rescued from the river with a Mayday call from the ship, giving police enough time to get vehicle traffic off the bridge before impact. The National Transportation Safety Board on site this morning as they investigate. 2 former employees of West Claremont High School are now facing misdemeanors as 29-year-old Allison Vestring and 27-year-old Rachel Smith are charged with unlawful restraint. This after Vestring allegedly taped a 15-year-old student with Down syndrome to a chair on March 1st. with Smith, according to court documents, recording it on a smartphone and is heard laughing. A Claremont County man accused of killing his 3, 4, and 7-year-old sons back in June, entering a not guilty plea by reason of insanity Monday. The state has now requested a second evaluation of Dorman's mental condition on the day the shooting took place. Earlier this month, a judge ruled that Dorman had some of his rights violated in the hours following his arrest. His trial was set to begin in July. Your latest weather forecast.
As we head to our Wednesday daybreak, it's gradual clearing. We'll see a 7 a.m. temperature, 39. Our Wednesday is partly to mostly sunny, my high 54. At night, mostly clear. We're down to 33, and then it's clear and cool for opening day. From your severe weather station, I'm 9 First Warning Chief Meteorologist Steve Raleigh. News Radio 700 WLW.
With the UC Halftime Report, I'm Sean Galviger.
What does it mean to be boundless? At UC Health, it's going places no one else has gone. Connecting research, clinical trials, care teams, and ongoing wellness. And being the leader at every turn. It's turning anguish into answers. Barriers into breakthroughs. Reimagining recovery so you can live life to the fullest. Because we are boundless, so are you. Discover more at uchealth.com.
For 3, he switches it.
This is the R&L Carriers Halftime Report. Brought to you in part by R&L Carriers. Partner with a family-owned LTL provider at rlc.com. This is UC Basketball from Learfield.
Mo Egger at the Heumann Center in Terre Haute, where at the half in this quarterfinal NIT game, the UC Bearcats have a 36-32 lead over the Indiana Sycamores. In the other NIT quarterfinal till tonight, the Georgia Bulldogs advance with a road win in Columbus over Ohio State. At final score 79-77. The Bulldogs advance to the Final Four in Indianapolis next week. They will take on the winner of tomorrow night's game between UNLV and Seton Hall. The winner of this game between UC and Indiana State will play the winner of a game tomorrow night between VCU and Utah. The CBI semifinals are happening tonight. The CBI, a tournament the Bearcats played in way back in 2008. High Point is taking on Arkansas State tonight, and Seattle is battling Fairfield in the other semifinal. And we'll tell you that right now, in the first half of that second CBI game, Seattle has a 20-14 lead. Earlier tonight, it was High Point beating Arkansas State 81-80. The CIT championship game is tomorrow, featuring Purdue, Fort Wayne, and Norfolk State. The NCAA tournament resumes with the Sweet 16 round on Thursday. A couple of other college basketball notes, according to Matt Jones of Kentucky Sports Radio, after a meeting with the UK athletic director, John Calipari, staying put as the head coach of the Kentucky Wildcats. Vanderbilt is naming James Madison head coach Mark Byington as its new head coach. A Reds update. Reds with one more intra-squad scrimmage tomorrow at Great American Ballpark, and then opening day on Thursday. Reds and Washington Nationals. That game will start at 4:10 on Thursday afternoon. Our coverage of opening day starts from the Holy Grail starting at 9 o'clock on Thursday morning. Here in Terre Haute, Cincinnati's on top by 4. Bearcats lead the Sycamores 36-32. First half recap coming up with Dan and Terry. You are listening to the R&L Carriers Halftime Report on 700 WLW.
Craving Penn Station East Coast subs? Skip the line and order online at penn-station.com. Get your favorite sub with fresh cut fries and fresh squeezed lemonade. Visit penn-station.com.
What does it mean to be boundless? At UC Health, it's going places no one else has gone. Connecting research, clinical trials, care teams, and ongoing wellness. And being the leader at every turn. It's turning anguish into answers. Barriers into breakthroughs. Reimagining recovery so you can live life to the fullest. Because we are boundless, so are you. Discover more at uchealth.com.
Success is often determined by how well you plan and prepare for life's biggest moments. It's the confidence that comes from knowing you and your loved ones are protected for generations. You can rest assured knowing you've made the right choice, placing your trust in Western and Southern. From life insurance to retirement and investments, Western and Southern helps provide the peace of mind you need so you can be in the moment with the ones you love. Visit westernsouthern.com/rest assured to get started today.
700 WLW.
It is halftime here in Terre Haute, and the UC Bearcats lead Indiana State 36-32. Let's take a look at first half stats. They're brought to you by Skyline Chili, the official chili of Bearcat basketball. Feeling good. It's Skyline time. Cincinnati only had 3 turnovers in the first half. The Bearcats forced 6, and points off turnovers are 11-0 in Cincinnati's favor.
Would say call them home runs, pick sixes.
That's right.
Yeah, so you get those picks and you go the other way and you score. I mean, they're in dramatic fashion: dunks, layups, rim runs.
Indiana State, one of the most efficient teams in the country. They have the #1 effective field goal percentage in the country. If you're wondering about that stat, basically it's weighed toward three-point shooting, so that if your overall field goal percentage is, say, 50%, but you've got a good percentage from three-point range, it would bring the effective field goal percentage up. They're #1 in the country in that category, but so far in this game, 38.5% overall, 38.5% from outside the arc. Cincinnati's done a nice job on D.
Gotta love the guys from MIT. Got too much time on their hands, right?
Inventing stats. Trying to understand the game better. Cincinnati was led by Jizzle James, 13 points in the first half. He's doing it again. The leading scorer for Indiana State was Jason Kent. He had 7. Our halftime score, 36-32. The Bearcats up by 4. They are 16-4 when they have a halftime lead this year. We'll be back with the second half in just a moment. This is the NIT presented by R&L Carriers on News Radio 700 WLW.
Hello, folks. It's the Cowboy. Looking for the perfect venue for your next gathering? Let Montgomery Inn host your next special event. Whether you're planning a dinner party, a business luncheon, or a corporate gathering, let Montgomery Inn make your event extraordinary. They have an array of private dining rooms that offer a unique dining experience with a wide range of group dining accommodations designed to meet your every need and make each event memorable. Visit MontgomeryInn.com to learn more.
Craving Penn Station East Coast subs? Skip the line and order online at penn-station.com. Get your favorite sub with fresh cut fries and fresh squeezed lemonade. Visit penn-station.com.
What does it mean to be boundless? At UC Health, it's going places no one else has gone. Connecting research, clinical trials, care teams, and ongoing wellness. And being the leader at every turn. It's turning anguish into answers. Barriers into breakthroughs. Reimagining recovery so you can live life to the fullest. Because we are boundless, so are you. Discover more at uchealth.com.
News Radio 700 WLW.
UC Bearcat basketball is brought to you by your Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky Toyota dealers. Visit buyatoyota.com for all Toyota offers. Toyota, let's go places. 36-32, the Bearcats up by 4 as a 5.5-point underdog tonight here at the Holman Center. The name might sound familiar to you. It was named for Tony Holman, the famous Indianapolis Motor Speedway executive. For many, many years, Mr. Holman was the guy who would say, "Gentlemen, start your engines," before the start of the race. But he legendarily wrote that expression down on a card just to be safe, worried that he might forget, "Gentlemen, start your engines," after saying it for decades. Better to be prepared, I suppose.
I mean, do you think Michael Buffer wrote "Let's Get Ready to Rumble"?
Probably not.
You think he owns Holman Motors?
Different spelling. This is HUL. Yep. This is a nice arena. I mentioned that it's old. It opened in '73. It's more than 50 years old, but they did the big renovation a few years ago. This hosted NCAA tournament games back in 1974, first and second round games in the Midwest Regional. They've had many concerts here over the years, including the King, Elvis Presley, who came here in 1975, belted out "Love Me Tender," "All Shook Up," and "Hound Dog," among other songs.
That's what you shower to, huh? I heard you was triple platinum in the shower.
That's accurate. I might be singing Elvis Costello instead of Elvis Presley, but yeah, when you get the acoustics of the shower, we all can sing well.
Yeah, I got like 8 plaques in my bathroom wall.
From your many Grammys, bathroom Grammys.
Right. 57 seconds. I mean, these Bearcats gave you everything you can ask for in the first half. Now, put together a complete game. Went to practice yesterday, and they had one of their best practices before we took off here. Great energy. Dan Skillings ran by me and said, I got all the energy in the world. I'm a very good defender. I've worked myself into it. And I'm like, man, you're almost becoming elite. And he goes, I'm getting there. And if he can continue to put on a defensive show like him and Newman are doing in the first half, we can come out here with a victory.
Well, an elite rebounding performance in the first half for Dan Skillings. He had 8, 2 offensive, 6 defensive.
And when he gets the rebound, it bodes well for us because he can push it. And he finds guys, if you don't stop the ball, Dan Skillings and Jizzle James, when they get rebounds, they go coast to coast. And unlike other people, if you don't stop them, they're going straight to the cup to score.
Speaking of Jizzle James, he was taken out of the game once in the first half for a whopping total of 13 seconds. That's quite a break.
And that's, hey, you're young. You're not worried about anything else, about fatigue. Come on. Your dad had the resources to prepare you for moments like this, and it's cashing in.
Only players who had 2 fouls in the first half, Skillings for Cincinnati and Conwell for Indiana State. It'll be the Bearcats' ball to begin the second half. Simas Lukosius getting ready to throw it in, and Isaiah Swope is grabbing and poking Jizzle James, and one of the officials just walked over and said, hey, let's keep it clean. Now it looks like we might have some moisture on the floor. Apparently nothing significant. They're not going to stop the game. Lukosius inbounds to Jizzle James, and the second half is underway with Cincinnati up by 4, 36-32. Skillings on the left wing gives it to Jizzle outside the arc left. Passes for Bandego. Hands it back to Jizzle James. Drives into the lane, puts up a running shot, knocks it in.
Swope tried to go behind him and poke the ball away. Jizzle just calmly kept him on his back and shot the floater.
Looked like Swope was going to really try to be physical, too, to begin the second half, using the arm bar with Jizzle James. All he did was score. Cincinnati up by 6. Kent on the backdoor cut. Bounce pass from Avila. Basket, Indiana State.
Looked like every highlight I looked at on YouTube.
38-34, Cincinnati. Here's Lukosius. Simas driving toward the basket. Lefty finger roll is up and in.
Yeah, Avila didn't even turn his back.
8 points for Simas. Now a quick 3 put up and in by Ryan Conwell. Mouth guard dangling. 8 points for him. Cincinnati up by 3, 40-37. Bandego near the free throw line. No threat to shoot a jumper from there. Gets it to Jizzle James. Jizzle drives, puts up a pass for Bandego, and he got fouled as he went up to catch it.
And Swope, was that his second?
Correct.
They're going to give Aziz that 2 shots for that.
Huh. So there was an alley-oop in the first half, which was much closer to being a shot where they inbounded the ball. This time, he wasn't even close to the basket. They give him 2 shots. See if he can take advantage. Aziz 0 for 2 from the line so far tonight. His shot is up, and it's good.
As long as the Bearcats score on majority of possessions, whether it's 1, 2, or 3, I'm good with that.
Cincinnati up by 4. 18:45 left. Second foul shot by Bandego, and it's good. He makes them both.
Yeah, if he would have missed that, Dan Skillings had beat Avila to the basket for their offensive rebound.
Swope will dribble the ball into the front court for Indiana State. Skillings on him. In a crouch as he hands it off for Conwell. Now Avila outside the arc. Left-hand drive toward the basket. Running bank. Good.
I'm telling you, when you're watching this game in .5, it seems like everything is slow.
42-39, Cincinnati by 3. That was the first 2-point basket for Robbie Avila. He's got a couple of threes. Lukosius dribbling toward the top of the circle, drives to the free throw line, gets fouled, puts up a shot. It's no good, but he's got 2 shots coming, and that's the 3rd foul on Isaiah Swope.
He's going to learn pretty quickly. You cannot help off. You got to guard. You try to get your hand in there. The Bearcats are masters at flinging their head back and acting like they're getting that shot, getting fouled.
So 3 fouls on Swope. Simas Lukosius at the free throw line, and Swope goes over to the official who blew his whistle to have a conversation. First foul shot up. It is good for Simas. He had 28 points against San Francisco in round 1 of the NIT, 17 against Bradley in round 2. And if he makes this free throw, he'll have 10 tonight. His shot is up, around the rim and in. Spun around the rim about 3 times before falling through. 44-39, Cincinnati by 5, 2 minutes into the second half. Avila between the circles, gets it to Conwell. Conwell dribbling near the left elbow, backs up outside the arc. Conwell driving against Bandego. He's in the lane, throws it outside for Larry, gets it right back to Conwell. Conwell backing up, Newman on him. Over the shoulder pass, Avila for 3. His shot's off the mark. Rebound fought for and knocked out of bounds. No, a foul is called on Cincinnati.
Jizzle James, I thought he grabbed the ball. They said he grabbed the arm first.
Second foul on Jizzle. And Indiana State will throw it in from the baseline right of the bucket. Isaiah Swope will be the trigger man. Swope looking under the hoop. Now throws it into the corner for Conwell. Conwell driving into the lane. Puts it high off the glass. No good. Offensive rebound. Avila couldn't elevate and missed the shot. It's rebounded by Newman. Long pass under the basket. Caught by Bandego. And he draws a 2-shot foul from Julian Larry.
What a rim run. He's in the middle of the confusion and combustion down on one end. He rim runs to the other. And from half court, a one-hand, just a fade pattern from Jizzle James to Bandego, who catches it and tries to dunk it and gets fouled at the rim.
Second foul on Larry. That was a good foul. It was going to be a dunk for Bandego. Make him earn it from the free throw line. His first shot is up, and he makes it.
Sometimes I wish he would catch it pump fake, because knowing that the defense behind him, and then go up and try to tear the rim down.
Bearcats have taken a 6-point lead. Their biggest lead has been 7. They could equal it here. Bandego's foul shot is on its way. It is good. He's 4 for 4 in the second half. And the Bearcats lead at 46-39. 17 and a half minutes to go. Conwell dribbles past center court. Newman in a defensive stance. Conwell picked up on a switch by Lukosius. Conwell still dribbling. Now Avila, top of the circle. Looks around. No backdoor cut opportunities, so he'll throw it backward for Swope. Swope driving on Bandego. Backs up outside the arc. Now he accelerates. Baseline drive. Threw it in traffic. Intercepted. Lukosius begins dribbling the other way. Simas had it poked away. Stolen by Indiana State. Should have given up the ball. Swope now driving toward the bucket. Nice job by Jizzle James to cut off his path to the hoop. And Indiana State will set up in the half court. Here's Larry. Feeds it under the basket. Avila's shot is no good, but a foul is called on UC.
Bandego wanted to block that with his left hand. He goes with his right, comes across the body of Avila, and picks up his second team. Does it make that 3?
Second personal on Aziz.
Perfect.
Second team foul in the second half on Cincinnati, and it takes us to a media timeout. 16:49 left in regulation. The Bearcats lead it by 7, 46-39. Avila will be at the free throw line when we come back. You're listening to the NIT quarterfinals presented by R&L Carriers on News Radio 700 WLW.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota, like the powerful new Tundra 4x4, with the best resale value in its class. Now through April 1st, get APR financing as low as 2.25% on a new 24 Tundra. Up to $1,500 customer cash depending on model. Or you could get a great lease deal with approved credit through TFS. Plus get 2 years no-cost maintenance. Get details at Toyota.com. Ready, set, go get your Toyota today. Toyota, let's go places.
There are lots of ways to make Skyline part of your game plan. You can pregame with friends in 5 ways at your favorite Skyline. Or carry out conies to crush during the game. And Skyline is the only place for post-game Cholitos and chili cheese fries. Football, basketball, baseball, or soccer. High school, college, or pro. Doesn't matter. Game time is always a good time for Skyline. So get your game face on and get your Skyline game plan together. Feeling good? It's Skyline time.
700 WLW.
The Bearcats up by 7 with 16 minutes and 49 seconds to go as UC tries to extend the season by another week. The winner of this game will play 1 week from tonight at historic Hinkle Fieldhouse in Indianapolis in the NIT Final Four. The winner gets either Utah or VCU. Utah advanced with a win on Sunday, and in that game, former UC Bearcat Gabe Madsen scored a career-high 31 points. He made 7 three-point baskets. So Gabe is still playing. His brother Mason Madsen is no longer playing. Boston College was eliminated over the weekend.
Boy, what a weapon. What a weapon. You know, hopefully we can see them next game.
Utah?
Yeah, we got
or VCU.
Or VCU. But the Bearcats, you're asking, how are they winning this game? I mean, you look at the stats, it's pretty even. The Bearcats are 2 for 2 this half, including 6 for 6 from the free throw line. They're holding the Sycamores 3 of 6, 50% this half, 1 of 2 from the three-point line. 9 assists for the Sycamores, only 4 for the Bearcats, but the Bearcats are getting out in transition on the strength of their defense. They're making it tough for this Sycamore team. When the team is hitting three-pointers, they're hitting them because they're, quite frankly, hitting them over outstretched arms of the Bearcats. But the length and size of the Bearcats for the smaller shooters of Sycamore are causing problems in transition.
Robbie Avila will go to the free throw line coming out of the timeout. He's making 83% this season. He's 6'10", and he has 1 dunk this season. Not gifted with great leaping ability, but he is a heck of a college basketball player. His first free throw, though, comes up short.
Well, actually, he had 2 dunks. He had 1 in a Dunkin' Donut milk earlier today.
Square Donuts, a legendary spot here in Terre Haute. I might be stopping there on my way out of town tomorrow. Free throw up and in for Avila, and Cincinnati's lead is 6, 46-40. Robbie has 9 points in the game, and he has dished out 3 assists. Skillings has it in the front court for the Bearcats.
Zone.
Feeds it left side to Jizzle James. Now Lukosius to the lane. Skillings drives to the basket and lays it in over the landlocked Avila.
What a weapon in the middle of the zone. He could finish with both hands, Dan Skillings.
Do you think the Bearcats anticipated zone coming out of the timeout?
Absolutely.
Because they ran that beautifully.
Absolutely.
48-40, biggest lead of the night for Cincinnati. The Cats are up by 8, 16-15 to go. Here's Avila between the circles. Bandego defending. Avila passes to his left. Swope driving to the free throw line. Now bounces it to the free throw line, and Avila pump fakes, gets Bandego in the air, drives, shoots, and banks it in with the left hand.
Took away the airspace of Aziz Bandego by jumping into his chest and finishing with the left.
48-42 Cincinnati. Avila up to 11. His career high is 35. It was against Evansville this year. Here's Lukosius, pump fakes from three-point range, passes into the middle of the lane, caught by Skillings, gets Avila in the air with a pump fake, and lays it in with the left hand again.
Oh my goodness, with the English on the finger roll off the glass.
50-42, Cincinnati by 8, 10 points for Dan Skillings. Avila has it near the right elbow, dribbles to the left side, passes on the wing for Swope. Newman fell down. Here's a three-point shot, and it's put in by Isaiah Swope.
When I tell you that the defense is there, it does not matter when they get on a roll.
50-45, Cincinnati by 5. 15 minutes and 8 seconds left in regulation. Lukosius bounces it to Skillings, drives toward the bucket, and had it knocked out of bounds by Conwell. Reynolds will come in. Bandego will take a break. Jamil with some productive minutes in the first half. 15:03 to go. Cincinnati will throw it in from the baseline, leading 50-45. Wes Miller fired up as he barks out instructions. The Bearcats inbound to Reynolds. Turns to face Avila. Now backs his way into the lane. Tries to get up a shot, but he clearly traveled, and it's called.
He didn't have to do that. On the second bounce, the arms were reaching over him. If he busts through those arms, he gets an and one opportunity. Instead, he shuffles the feet.
50-45, Cincinnati by 5. Julian Larry with a shoulder-high dribble into the front court. Driving toward the left elbow. Now driving toward the basket. Jumps and passes outside the arc for Conwell. Here's Avila. Fakes a three-point shot. Good defense by Reynolds. Now Swope has it. Swope under the basket for Avila. Reynolds defends, reverse layup, good.
Crafty. That's the college Jokic.
Cincinnati by 3, 50-47. Jizzle James has it outside the arc. Now Lukosius, long three, and he's got it.
And he blows a kiss to the faithful.
That was from way downtown. 53-47 Cincinnati. Conwell drives right to the bucket. Reverse layup is good, and Wes Miller calls a timeout.
He's too many cracks in the defense. While they have the lead, he's going to correct it.
This will become a full timeout, so we'll take a break. 14:07 to go. Cincinnati leads by 4, 53-49. This is the NIT presented by R&L Carriers on News Radio 700 WLW.
Check out Honda certified pre-owned vehicles. They are like new and only available at your local Honda dealer. Checked, inspected, and reconditioned with genuine Honda parts by factory-trained technicians. Honda certified it and backed it with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty. Certified pre-owned Hondas are in stock now at your local Honda dealer. Drive worry-free with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty. Honda certified it. Only when you buy at your local Honda dealer.
There are lots of ways to make Skyline part of your game plan. You can pregame with friends in 5 ways at your favorite Skyline, or carry out conies to crush during the game. And Skyline is the only place for post-game Cholitos and chili cheese fries. Football, basketball, baseball, or soccer. High school, college, or pro. Doesn't matter. Game time is always a good time for Skyline. So get your game face on and get your Skyline game plan together. Feeling good? It's Skyline time.
This is 700 WLW, the home of the UC Bearcats.
We are at Larry Bird's alma mater, where the UC Bearcats lead Indiana State 53-49 with 14 minutes and 7 seconds to go. We've talked about Larry's great basketball career here at Indiana State at various points during the broadcast tonight. He played in one baseball game at Indiana State. The baseball coach would apparently rib him for the amount of time that he spent on the trainer's table in his basketball career, getting massages, treatments, etc., and would basically said, if you were a tough guy, you would play baseball. So Larry said, all right, I will. So in the second game of a doubleheader, just weeks after he played in the national championship game, suited up in baseball for Indiana State, played first base for about half of the game, went 1 for 2.
How about that?
Had a 2-run single, and then on a pop-up between first base and home plate, he collided with the catcher. Everybody went silent. They're like, holy cow, his NBA career has just gone down the toilet because he's playing on a lark in a baseball game. And that was the end of his baseball career. He exited after that.
First base and
the catcher, because he was playing first base. So he came down the line, collided with the catcher. They wind up on the ground, and they take him out of the game before he could suffer what would have been one of the craziest injuries of all time. But career batting average of 500 in college baseball for Larry Legend.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Wes Miller called that timeout with 4-point lead, 53-49, because he doesn't want his team to have ADD. That means attention deficit defensively. Get hands in the passing lane. They're going to make some shots, but you cannot sit on the three-point line and say you're not going to shoot that. They will shoot way beyond the three-point line. So you have to pressure anywhere up to 30 feet. You have to be on the ball, make sure they do this, and then defensively, don't let them continue to backdoor cut you.
Indiana State shows full court pressure. They have 3 guys defending 2, so Dan Skillings runs from the backcourt into the front court, takes the inbounds pass, and then gives it up to Jizzle James. Jizzle crosses center court, Swope, again being very physical with Jizzle James. Here's Skillings between the circles, dribbles past Larry, driving toward the basket, now throws it outside the arc for James. 12 left to shoot. Reynolds set to screen. Jizzle goes behind the back, gives it to Reynolds. 8 left to shoot. Here's Lukosius, off balance 3. Too strong. Rebound hits the floor. Indiana State grabs it, throws it ahead for Conwell, and he draws a 2-shot foul.
You know what? Seamoss, don't give up a layup. I like it. But he was back. If he just jumps in the air like the principle of verticality, that's the UC. They threw the UC's.
Yeah, somehow like a card that somebody in the crowd had found its way onto the floor, and Julian Larry just fired it into the student section. I mean, that could have hurt somebody.
It sure could have. And this guy with the beard looking like Santa Claus is upset and yelling at the cheerleaders. And he flicked them off.
Free throw no good for Conwell, so he misses the first.
First of all,
another one coming.
There's got to be an age limit for you to be in the student section.
Maybe he just looks old.
No,
he looks 70.
He's
Second
old in the
free throw,
1970 yearbook.
Conwell makes the second, so he goes 1 for 2. He has 11 points. Cincinnati leads 53-50 with 13 and a half minutes to go. Jizzle James into the front court. Dribbles toward the left point. Motions for Skillings to grab the ball, but Jizzle continues dribbling. Now it's poked out of bounds by Swope with 15 on the shot clock. Simas Lukosius will throw it in from the baseline. 13-19 to go. The Bearcats up by 3. Simas into the corner for Reynolds. Gives it back. Lukosius open 3 from the corner. And he's got it. 16 for Simas. He's made 3 threes in the game, and the Bearcats lead it by 6. 56-50. Here's Larry in front of his own bench. Lukosius defends. Larry with a quickness advantage. Drives to the hoop. His shot hits the underside of the backboard. Rebounded by Lukosius. Ball stolen by Indiana State. And fortunately, Simas Lukosius reached up and prevented what would have been a lead feed for a breakaway dunk.
Simas is bringing the ball up, and they poke it from behind, and he looks at West and says, "Nobody told me." He says, "I'm dribbling the ball up, but nobody told me there was somebody behind me."
Simas comes out. Josh Reed checks in. 12:53 left. Cincinnati up by 6. Conwell has it in the front court. Guarded by Newman. Conwell driving to the free throw line. Flicks it backward for Swope. Swope loses the ball but gets it back on the baseline. He has it in the corner. Now drives baseline on Skillings. He's under the hoop. Passes into the corner. Conwell with an open 3. Makes it.
They don't miss.
Cincinnati by 3. 56-53.
7 3-pointers in his last game.
Jizzle James outside the arc left. He'll shoot a 3-point shot. Way short. Offensive rebound Reynolds. Back to Jizzle for another 3-point shot. This one's too strong. Rebounded by Skillings. Throws it to Newman. Fakes a 3, but he got called for traveling. Multiple offensive rebounds there for Cincinnati, but the Bearcats could not get a shot to go in.
It's okay. It's a back and forth. Simas with another 10-second break.
He'll come back in. Bandega will come back in. Reynolds coming out. And Jizzle James coming out. .12:08 remaining.
That's exactly why Jizzle James came out. He can get an extra 10 seconds for the
before
media
the next
timeout.
media timeout. Isaiah Swope dribbles into the front court. Cincinnati up by 3. 12:02 to go. Swope between the circles. Passes for Avila. He's outside the arc. Bandego gives him a little space. Now Kent shoots a 3 and puts it in, tying the game at 56. This is a ridiculously good shooting team. Everybody puts them in.
That's right.
Lukosius, who's been hot for Cincinnati in the second half, driving toward the basket, throws it out to Bandego. Now Newman has it. John dribbling near the top of the key. 3-point shot. He's got it. Newman shushes the crowd after making that 3-point basket. And the Bearcats lead 59-56. Conwell driving on Lukosius. Passes to Avila. His 3-point shot is good. It's a shooting clinic. And we're tied at 59.
I love it. It's going back and forth. Bearcats will get some stops, but you can't hold a good shooting team down forever.
11:06 to go. Lukosius collides at center court, and a foul is called on Larry of Indiana State.
Yeah, he wasn't set. You can duck the shoulder if you're not in position. I don't know what. That's not the playground. That only works in the playground. He ducked his shoulder. That means nothing.
Larry with 3 fouls. They never take him quietly.
I mean, if you're attacking the basket, obviously you're going to duck your shoulder.
Larry out, Xavier Bledson in. 11:04 to go. Jizzle James back on the floor for Cincinnati. Didn't even make it to the media timeout. Lukosius next to the Bearcat bench. Inbounds to center court and Jizzle. We're tied at 59 with 11 minutes to go. Now Skillings hands it off on the left wing for James. Throws a pass under the basket. Skillings went up to dunk and got fouled by Bledson. Dan missed the shot, but he'll go to the line to shoot two. And now we have a media timeout. 10 minutes and 55 seconds to go. The score, Cincinnati 59, Indiana State 59. You're listening to the NIT, presented by R&L Carriers on News Radio 700 WLW.
There are lots of ways to make Skyline part of your game plan. You can pregame with friends in 5 ways at your favorite Skyline, or carry out conies to crush during the game. And Skyline is the only place for post-game Cholitos and chili cheese fries. Football, basketball, baseball, or soccer. High school, college, or pro. Doesn't matter. Game time is always a good time for Skyline. So get your game face on and get your Skyline game plan together. Feeling good? It's Skyline time.
Today is the day. After countless hours of research, cutting back expenses, and 9 months of anxiously waiting for her, today is the day you finally bring home your new car. It's also the day to protect her with an auto policy from Shelter Insurance. Our policies are competitively priced and include new car replacement coverage if anything were to happen to your new baby.
To find an agent near you, visit shelterinsurance.com. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
It's the Reds and Nationals on opening day, Thursday at 3:10 on 700 WLW and 700 WLW's live stream on the iHeartRadio app.
Well, the Bearcats went up by 8, but Indiana State has erased that deficit. We're tied at 59 with 10 minutes and 55 seconds to go. In the second half, the Bearcats are shooting 70%. Indiana State is shooting 71. The Sycamores have made their last 3 shots. They've all been threes, and they've been made by 3 different guys.
Yeah, they got these spurts, and you know the spurts are going to happen. Now it's time for the Bearcats to settle in defensively and go on another spurt. They need another 6-0 run themselves in order to give the cushion. It's okay for them to come back because you know they're going to do that because they're a great shooting team. But you also know they're a very good defensive team and you rebound well. So it starts with a defensive stop, a rebound, and then in transition, get something going. Dan Skillings at the free throw line, but he needs to get going. John Newman has been efficient from outside, and so has Seamoss. But it's Dan Skillings who is the difference maker for the Bearcats.
In the first half, Cincinnati had 11 points off turnovers. Indiana State didn't have any. Second half, Indiana State has 9. Cincinnati doesn't have any.
It's a game of flows, ebb and flow. These teams are so good, both of them at this stage. It takes one possession to win a game. And you got to find any and everything. We tried that in the Big 12. We understood that, we were 7-9, including the conference tournament, in 5-point games or less. And here we are now, familiar and comfortable going down the stretch.
Dan Skillings will be at the free throw line coming out of this timeout. Dan closing in on a double-double. He has 10 points and 9 rebounds. He's made 2/3 of his foul shots this year. Wipes his hands on his shorts as he waits to receive the basketball. 10:55 to go. Skillings will try to give Cincinnati the lead. His first foul shot is up, around the rim and in. And the Bearcats are up 60-59. Odio Guama will check in. John Newman will exit. Now the second free throw for the sophomore Dan Skillings. It is up. It is around the rim and in. Got the friendly roll on both. And the Bearcats are up 61-59. Indiana State has made 7 out of its last 8 shots, and 4 of the 7 have been threes. Avila has it near the top of the key. Bounce pass to a cutting Conwell. He lays it in. Another bounce pass, backdoor cut, Princeton style, executed beautifully by Avila.
Can't give up the 3, so that opens up the layup.
61 all the score. Lukosius shoots a 3. It is short. Rebound, fought for and grabbed by Indiana State. Swope into the corner. Conwell has it. Jizzle James got back defensively. Now Swope driving. He'll shoot a 3-point shot. It is no good. A miss at last by Indiana State. Bandego the rebound for UC. 61 all the score. Jizzle James driving. He's at the basket. He banks it up and puts it in.
He just glid through there like he was on skates. Off the glass.
17 for Jizzle James. Cincinnati up by 2. Swope at the free throw line. Bounce pass. Saved in bounds by Avila. Avila now feeds it to Swope. Shoots another 3. That one's good. And Indiana State has a 1-point lead.
Yeah, poor communication between Jizzle James and Dan Skillings.
64-63, the Sycamores lead. Isaiah Swope averages 8.5 3-point attempts per game. Here's Skillings handing it back for Jizzle James. Some fancy dribbling before feeding it in the corner for Oguama. Now Bandego handing it back to Jizzle. 2-point jump shot, got it! And the Bearcats are back up by 1.
He's been here before. I believe in reincarnation, the players.
19 for Jizzle James. Cincinnati 65, Indiana State 64. Avila defended by Odi Oguama, backing his way into the lane. Odi called for the reach-in. Not a shooting foul. Team foul number 4 on Cincinnati. Reed will come in. Skillings will come out. Julian Larry with 3 fouls will return for Indiana State. Isaiah Swope will take a break for the Sycamores. Bledson will inbound from the baseline. Xavier has the ball. Throws it in. Outside the arc, it's caught by Larry. Now Conwell, contested 3 off the mark. Rebounded by Bandego. Cincinnati's ball with a 65-64 lead. 8:54 to go. Jizzle walks it past center court. Larry on him. Jizzle driving toward the left corner. Continues dribbling. Brings it toward the free throw line. He's in the middle of the lane. Throws it over his shoulder. Tried to get it to Bandego. Intercepted by Indiana State. Here's Bledson for 3. Missed it wide right. Cincinnati has the rebound, and Jizzle James will dribble the ball up the floor. 8.5 minutes to go. The Bearcats lead by 1. Jizzle drives right to the bucket. Misses a point-blank layup. Now a long lead feed. Caught by Kent. Dunks it in. Indiana State leads by 1.
Reed doesn't see the ball. It comes right over his shoulder like a fade pattern in the corner of the end zone.
66-65. Indiana State with a 1-point lead. 8 minutes and 8 seconds to go. Lukosius tried to feed it under the basket. Stolen by Indiana State. Long pass. Larry lays it up and in, and he's fouled by Josh Reed.
I mean, these are brain farts. Josh Reed is a good defender, and he's getting better, but he always has one of these per game where he gets out of, that's 2 consecutive plays in transition where he doesn't get back. One he got back, didn't identify the ball. Second one, he's kind of back, but doesn't see the guy coming on the left and gives up the foul.
Bearcats tried to buy a minute or so with Oguama and Reed on the floor, and it was a disastrous minute. They've fallen behind by 3, and Larry could make it 4.
It's a good description, disastrous minute. It was only a minute.
Larry trying for the 3-point play. His foul shot is good. 7 points for him. Crowd's getting into it now. 69-65. Many of the fans standing up here in Terre Haute. Jizzle James has it in the front court. Passes for Skillings. Hands it back outside the arc left. Jizzle fakes an alley-oop. Gives it to Bandego. Now Newman near the top of the key. Skillings has, or Lukosius rather, 3-point shot. Off the backboard, no good. Rebounded by Indiana State. Bledson throws it ahead. Larry to the rim. Blocked by Lukosius. Ball's on the floor. Scooped up by Jizzle James. Goes by Avila. Gives it to Bandego. Went up to dunk. No foul.
Oh, my goodness.
That's hard to believe. Here's Kent into the corner. Bledson for 3. His shot is good. And Indiana State leads by 7. Wes Miller is out in the center of the court and just got hit with a technical foul.
How is that not a foul when Aziz goes up for the dunk? He gets grabbed from behind, so he can't reach the rim, and the baseline official just swallows his whistle.
Wes Miller was literally on the center court logo complaining and got hit with a technical foul. Indiana State has scored 8 in a row. They're going to have free throws coming up, and they'll get the ball. Wes Miller has not stepped into his team's huddle yet. He's fuming. Director of Basketball Operations, Matt Miller, kind of standing in between Wes Miller, no relation, and the path toward the officials. Fans are chanting ISU, ISU for Indiana State.
I don't blame him. I don't blame him, and I'm okay with the fact that he challenged them, even if he took the technical, because sometimes your team rallies around that.
We're going to take a timeout with 7:16 to go. Indiana State up by 7, 72-65 on News Radio 700 WLW.
Today is the day. After countless hours of research, cutting back expenses, and 9 months of anxiously waiting for her, today is the day you finally bring home your new car. It's also the day to protect her with an auto policy from Shelter Insurance. Our policies are competitively priced and include new car replacement coverage if anything were to happen to your new baby.
To find an agent near you, visit shelterinsurance.com. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Family owned and operated, R&L Carriers prides itself on quality customer service. With a nationwide network of service centers, our team works for you and your business, guiding freight across the U.S. and Canada. Speak with a representative to learn more about the company's guaranteed expedited and liftgate services. Our experts will take the time to create a custom shipping solution to fit your individual needs. Connect with us at rlc.com. One call, one carrier. R&L Carriers.
700 WLW.
Well, with 13 minutes and 16 seconds to go, Simas Lukosius hit a three-point shot that gave the Bearcats a 6-point lead, 56-50. Since then, it has been all Sycamores. They've outscored the Bearcats 22-9 in a 6-minute span, and they've got a chance to add more points here after the technical foul was called on Wes Miller.
I mean, it couldn't be more blatant. The first lob attempt, he got shoved out of bounds. The second time he rim runs, Jizzle throws a no-look pass to him. He goes up to dunk, and he's being grabbed around the waist because Avila didn't want him to dunk. Avila didn't want him to dunk.
Honestly, it was the type of play that could have been called a flagrant one.
Yes.
Tackled in midair, but they didn't call the foul. Wes Miller picked up the tee. He is still riding one of the officials. Former Dayton basketball player Edwin Young, now a college basketball official. Ryan Conwell will go to the free throw line for a couple of shots after the technical foul. And if he hits them both, the Bearcats are down by 9 with 7:16 to go. They just announced officially that Wes Miller got called for a technical foul. That leads to a big round of applause. Here comes Ryan Conwell's first free throw. He scored 16 points, many on great passes from Avila. First free throw good. Now his second foul shot. Around the rim and in. Indiana State does not get the ball. They made the two free throws on the technical, but it's not two shots and possession in this situation. The Cats will have it down by 9, 74-65. James dribbles into the front court, throws an alley-oop, dunked in by Bandego.
Good play out of the timeout, Wes Miller.
74-67, Indiana State. Julian Larry hands it off for Kent. Now at the left point, it's Conwell. Feeds it on the wing for Bledson. Bledson guarded by Newman. Passes for Conwell. Over-the-shoulder pass to Avila. Slow motion drive toward the basket. Spins. Throws it back to Bledson. 7 left to shoot. 3-point shot in the air. No good. And the rebound is chased down by Bandego. Cincinnati's ball down by 7. 6.5 minutes to go. Jizzle James has it in the front court. Dribbling on the center court Sycamores logo. Bandego comes out to set a screen. Jizzle dribbles behind the back. Now he's inside the 3-point line. Dribbles backward outside the arc. Bandego catches top of the circle. Aziz gives it up for Jizzle James. Jizzle driving into the lane. Fall-away shot from the baseline, no good. Bandego tips it out. Chase for the rebound. Newman gets to it. And we got a foul called on Indiana State. It's going to be on Julian Larry, his fourth.
I mean, Brett Smith refuses to call anything. It was right in his face. The other official Steve Devine had to come from the opposite side of the court to make a call because it's like he's upset at West, so he's not going to call anything.
4 fouls on Larry with 6 minutes and 4 seconds to go. He'll come out. Swope is back in. Makes Indiana State a little bit slower with Larry, a great defensive player, on the bench. He's been all defensive team in the Missouri Valley each of the last 2 years. Cincinnati's ball down by 7 after trailing by 9. We have 6 minutes to go. Lukosius, open 3. Got it from straight away.
Bearcats have been here before. They understand you stay calm. Sycamore wants a timeout. The Sycamores want a timeout. But the Bearcats are right where they want to be.
19 for Simas Lukosius. He's made 4 threes in this game and 19 threes in the 3 NIT games. Cincinnati within 4, 74 to 70. We'll take a timeout. 5 minutes and 47 seconds to go. This is the NIT presented by R&L Carriers on News Radio 700 WLW.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota, like a family-size Highlander. Now through April 1st, get a new 24 Highlander with 4.75 APR financing, or 5.75 on an electrified Highlander hybrid, or get up to $1,000 APR cash on the new Grand Highlander, depending on model, when financed with approved credit through TFS. Plus, you get 2 years no-cost maintenance. Get details at Toyota.com. Ready, set, go get your Toyota today. Toyota, let's go places.
You're listening to News Radio 700, WLW.
Bearcats have scored 5 straight on an alley-oop dunk by Aziz Bandego and a 3-point shot from the top of the key by Simas Lukosius. They've cut a 9-point hole down to 4 with 5:47 to go.
The Bearcats are used to this. They're used to playing from a deficit in a tough conference and understanding what it takes. Stay calm. Don't let your emotions override you. Ride the wave of consistency. Don't worry about what the fans are saying. Don't worry about what the lead is. Every possession, let's function and operate and execute to the best of our ability and let the chips fall where they may when this game is over.
Julian Larry stays on the bench with 4 fouls for Indiana State. The Sycamores will have the ball coming out of the timeout. Jason Kent will inbound from the sideline next to his own bench. Kent throws it in the backcourt, caught by Ryan Conwell. He'll dribble into the front court, and Dan Skillings is on him defensively. Here's Kent between the circles to the right wing and Bledson. Bledson passes for Avila, fakes the 3, and a foul is called on the drive, and that's going to put Cincinnati over the limit. That's 17 fouls, so Avila will go to the free throw line to shoot a 1-and-1.
But I like the discussion. It's somewhat heated within the Bearcats huddle at the free throw line. That kind of communication ends with Aziz clapping his hand saying, I got you.
3rd foul on Bandego, front end of the 1-and-1, and Avila puts it in. 17 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists for Larry Nerd. Indiana State by 5 with 5:35 to go. 2nd foul shot up. This one is no good. Rebounded by Skillings. He has a double-double. 12 points, 10 rebounds. Jizzle James dribbles into the front court. Swope defends. Now Newman outside the arc right. Looks down low. Nobody open. Passes top of the circle for Bandego. Hands it off. Lukosius for 3. Off the right side of the rim. No good. Ball gets knocked out of bounds by Indiana State. One official said it was off Indiana State, and he just got overruled by another. Now, the fact of the matter is, I think it was off Bandego, to tell you the truth. But briefly, looked like Cincinnati was going to have the ball.
Yeah, but when he goes to the offensive rebound, they keep grabbing his arm. That's what Wes Miller is saying to the official.
75-70, Sycamores. Conwell, over-the-shoulder pass, Avila. Guarded by Bandego on the 3-point line. Offensive foul called on Indiana State. It's on Bledson. That puts ISU over the limit, but it's an offensive foul, so the Bearcats will not shoot the 1-and-1. 5 minutes to go. Cincinnati down by 5 points, 75-70. James has it just past center court, 40 feet from the bucket. Swope, again, getting right up on him defensively. Jizzle drives to the left wing, reverses direction. He's near the free throw line, throws an alley-oop. Dunked home by Bandego, and a foul called on Avila.
He's finally starting to get the attention, Wes Miller, of the foul that they're doing every time that they try to run this play at the rim. They're very familiar with the scouting report at this time of the season. They're grabbing around the waist. They're grabbing his arm so he can't lift them in the air, things of that nature.
Julian Larry will check back in with 4 fouls. I believe they called that foul on Bledson, not Avila. In any case, here comes the free throw from Bandego. Around the rim, no good. Rebounded by Indiana State. 75-72, the Sycamores by 3, 4:38 to go. Avila has it, dribbling along the three-point line. Looking for somebody under the basket, nobody open. Now Conwell accelerating, has it on the left wing, shoots a 3, misses.
Oh, wow.
Great rebound above the rim by Jizzle James. Spin dribble, Kent, a big man trying to defend him all 94 feet. Jizzle won't have it. Cincinnati has it down by 3, 4:15 to go. Bandego throwing it out towards center court. Jizzle James now driving, 2-point, went up for the 2-point jump. A shot, tipped it to Lukosius after losing the ball. Now Skillings driving to the baseline. Ball stolen by Indiana State. Julian Larry throws it ahead. Conwell has his shot blocked out of bounds by Bandego.
Dan, block is what you do when you put your hand on the ball. He tomahawked that one, and it nearly went off the face of one of the Sycamore players as he was laying on the ground.
That takes us to our final media timeout with 3:57 to go. Indiana State will have the ball coming out of the timeout, and the Sycamores lead the Bearcats by 3, 75-72. This is the NIT presented by R&L Carriers on News Radio 700 WLW.
Family owned and operated, R&L Carriers prides itself on quality customer service. With a nationwide network of service centers, our team works for you and your business, guiding freight across the U.S. and Canada. Speak with a representative to learn more about the company's guaranteed expedited and liftgate services. Our experts will take the time to create a custom shipping solution to fit your individual needs. Connect with us at rlc.com. One call, one carrier. R&L Carriers.
Take a delicious break with a Donato's cauliflower crust pizza. Create your own or get any signature pizza on cauliflower crust. Now get $3 off any order of $15 or more using promo code PIZZA. Order now at Donatos.com.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota, like the powerful new Tundra 4x4, with the best resale value in its class. Now through April 1st, get APR financing as low as 2.25% on a new 24 Tundra. Up to $1,500 customer cash depending on model. Or you can get a great lease deal with approved credit through TFS. Plus get 2 years no-cost maintenance. Get details at Toyota.com. Ready, set, go get your Toyota today. Toyota, let's go places.
You're listening to News Radio 700 WLW.
3 minutes and 57 seconds to go. The score, Indiana State 75, Cincinnati 72. The Sycamores will have the ball coming out of this timeout. Each team has 2 timeouts remaining. If we have a tie-up, the ball will go to the Sycamores.
You know, both teams, we talked about the heavy minutes that the Sycamores play with. Bearcats have also been pretty heavy. Sycamore has Robbie Avila, 34 minutes, 30 minutes for Julian Larry. Isaiah Swope, 29, nearly 30 minutes. Ryan Conwell, 33 and a half, 34 for Jason Kent. And the Bearcats, Seamoss, 32, 24 for Aziz. Dan Skillings, 24 or 29. Jizzle James by himself, nearly 35 minutes so far, and then 30 and a half for John Newman. So when you talk about down the stretch executing, both teams may not be as fresh. The cuts may not be as quick because it's been a slug match going back and forth, but it's going to be the team that is mentally tough enough. The Bearcats are going to have to exert more energy than the Sycamores because they're down.
The Bearcats make a substitution coming out of the timeout. Jameel Reynolds will check in. Aziz Bandego will be out.
I don't think long. I think you'll give him a minute, see if Jamil can do something. If not, Wes has learned his lesson. Go with the guys that brought you here.
Julian Larry will throw it in from the baseline. His teammates stretch out in a straight line. Reynolds defending Avila. They throw it in for Avila near the right elbow. Driving on Reynolds, who knocks him over. 1-and-1 opportunity coming up for Avila.
I didn't even get a chance to brag on him. He instantly took 2 dribbles and got tripped.
Big free throw coming here. Front end of a 1-and-1 with a 3-point lead and 3:53 to go. He doesn't miss many. 83% for the season, but he is 2 for 4 tonight. 17 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists. Bandego comes back in. Reynolds checks out. That's 18 fouls now on Cincinnati.
And I would be questioning the decision to put Jamil in if he didn't have that stretch earlier in the first half where he was pretty dominant for a couple minutes.
Here comes the first foul shot. It is good. A perfect swish. When Josh Schertz recruited Robbie Avila to Indiana State, he said, Larry Bird is the greatest player in this school's history. Come here and try to be the second best ever. That's a pretty interesting recruiting approach. Second foul shot up. It is around the rim and in. So the foul by Reynolds leads to 2 free throws for Indiana State and a 5-point lead with 3:50 to go. Jizzle James crouching as he dribbles into the front court. Passes for Skillings, who hands it back. Jizzle, foul line extended left. Now dribbling toward the top of the circle. Bandego sets a screen. Jizzle uses it, pulls up from the free throw line and scores.
I mean, come on. Once he curls off that snake dribble at the top of the key, mid-range, write it down.
21 for Jizzle James. Cincinnati within 3.5 minutes to go. Here's Avila at the left elbow. Bounce pass for Conwell. Back to Avila. Pump fakes. Driving on Bandego. Puts up a shot that's no good. Rebounded by Lukosius. Cincinnati's ball trailing by 3. 3:13 to go. Jizzle crosses center court. Wes Miller indicating the play. Jizzle dribbling toward the right point. Looking into the corner. Feeds it to Skillings. Skillings looking down low for Bandego. Didn't give it to him. Now Lukosius curls off a screen. 3-point shot. Good. We are tied with 2:52 to go.
That play used to end with a Bandego under the basket dunk. Instead, he goes back down and sets the screen. Another variation.
5 threes for Seamas and 22 points in the game. Julian Larry has it in the front court for Indiana State. Gets a pick from Avila. Now looks for an open teammate, bounces it to the free throw line. Avila gives it up. Conwell for 3. His shot is no good. Rebounded by Skillings. Cincinnati has the ball. 2:27 to go. 77 all is the score. Jizzle walks it past center court. 20 left to shoot. Swope defends. Newman sets a pick. Jizzle James continues dribbling. He's outside the arc, now spins on Swope, driving toward the baseline, still has the ball. Fall away jumper, short. Rebound tipped by Skillings, goes to Indiana State. The Sycamores run. Conwell in the front court, passes for Swope. Avila, 3-point shot from straight away, no good. Rebounded by Jizzle James. 1:57 to go. 77 all the score. Jizzle dribbles past center court. Wes Miller wants to call a timeout. The Bearcats do. 1:50 to go. 22 on the shot clock. 77 all is the score.
He wasn't sure he was going to make that timeout, so he was going to bring it over, and he was going to let him play through it and let Jizzle just sort of run the clock down and let him go to work. And then finally, Josh, the assistant, who's also the offensive coordinator, says, Coach, I think we should call a timeout. I got to play.
Bearcats were down by 9, 74-65. They have erased that deficit. And with 1:50 to go, they have the ball in a 77-all tie. The winner advances to the NIT Final Four next Tuesday at Hinkle Fieldhouse in Indianapolis.
One of the best play callers, Wes Miller, his staff, have done a tremendous job of working. He talked about when you play in the Big 12, you have to learn everybody for the first time. And it takes double your scouting to do that because you don't have any history on the team. Now, UCF, Houston, those teams that they already have history with in the AAC, it's a lesser scout. But when you come into a game like this, you have to do everything over again, just like the Big 12, in order to get a handle on these guys.
Seamas Lukosius, who's made 5 out of 13 threes, will throw it in from the sideline next to his head coach. Inbounds to Jizzle James. Clock running, 1:47 to go. Tied at 77. Jizzle throws a pass into the corner. Terrible pass. Newman was not able to catch it, and an unforced turnover gives Indiana State the ball.
It's got to get a stop.
Newman goes over and pats Jizzle James on the back, offering him encouragement. Jizzle taps his chest and says, "My mistake." Conwell will dribble the ball up the floor for the Sycamores. 77 all the score, 1:39 left. Conwell between the circles to Avila inside the three-point line. Takes the backward handoff, dribbles along the three-point line. Now Kent has it. Flips it to the top of the key and Swope. Swope gets Skillings in the air but doesn't shoot. Shot clock at 10. Swope driving right to the rim. Puts it high off the backboard, no good. Tap out by Indiana State. Three-point shot, no good. Tap towards center court and run down by Indiana State. 20 on the shot clock, 1:12 left in regulation. 77 all the score. Conwell with 12 to shoot. Out near center court, Skillings defends. Conwell now driving with the left hand. Passes to Avila, three-point shot. He makes it. Son of a gun. 4 shots during that sequence for Indiana State. We've got a timeout with 58 seconds to go, and the Bearcats down by 3, 80-77.
Yeah, they're going to take a look at it, but he was behind the 3 to me. You give up 4 shots at the rim, they're going to make one of them, as good as shooters that they are. The Bearcats are tired. I mean, there was nobody within a couple of feet of him. Bandega was in the paint.
Twice in that sequence, the Bearcats tried to tip rebounds to teammates. Unable to grab the ball.
And one of them was spiked. Like you could have literally grabbed it.
Robbie Avila has lived up to the billing. 22 points and 6 assists.
I'm one to knock it out if you're on the offensive end and you're trying to get an offensive rebound. Punch it out. On the defensive end, I'm one to say, hey, tip it to yourself. Grab it with 2 hands.
So the Bearcats are down by 3 with 59.7 seconds to go. Lukosius will throw it in the backcourt. He can run the baseline if he has to, but he doesn't. He flips it into Jizzle James, who will dribble the ball up the floor. 55 seconds to go. Jizzle past the timeline. Dribbling on the center court logo. Passes for Bandego. Hands it back. Jizzle on the baseline now to Skillings. Skillings spinning toward the bucket. Puts up a tough shot that's no good. Tips it up, no good. Gets his own rebound. Gets it to Jizzle James. Throws it outside. There's a foul on Conwell, fouling Bandego. And Aziz will go to the line to shoot a 1-and-1 with 36.3 seconds to go.
If he can make the first, that's a good thing. Because if he misses, Skillings has been getting position on Avila with his spin move. He has 2 different moves he uses at the free throw line. He fakes like he's going to go to the middle, and he reverses and goes baseline. And if he can get an offensive rebound and put it back up, he may get fouled.
Reed in for defense. Lukosius comes out. Huge free throw coming up here, the front end of a 1-and-1 for Aziz Bandego. 36.3 seconds to go. The Bearcats are down by 3, 80-77. That was team foul number 9. The crowd trying to make it impossible for Bandego. Front end of the 1-and-1 is up. It is around the rim, no good. Rebounded by Indiana State. Avila in the backcourt. Guns it ahead. Caught by Kent. Reed tries to steal it unsuccessfully. Kent double teamed. And a timeout was called by Indiana State. 26.7 seconds left. 21 on the shot clock. And after the missed free throw by Bandego, Indiana State still has a 3-point lead, 80-77.
Still plenty of time. Just got to get a stop. Question is, will they foul quickly? Or will they play it out with 5 seconds? Down by 3, I would foul.
Indiana State is such a great free throw shooting team, and it would be a 1-and-1. Cincinnati only has 18 fouls. I suppose if Swope had the ball, he is the worst of the 5 guys on the floor at 73%, so he's not terrible, but he's the only guy out there under 80%.
Well, maybe you do a quick trap and see if you can get a deflection and force him to take a quick shot. Because even though it's only a 5-second difference, sometimes they don't take up the entire shot clock. They may think that they got a good enough shot where they take it with 4 seconds on the shot clock and leaves you with 9 seconds, which allows you to take a timeout and draw something up.
Indiana State by 3, 26.7 seconds to go, 21 on the shot clock. Conwell will throw it in from the sideline. He has the ball. And he throws it into Larry. Cincinnati runs out and fouls him. And he'll go to the line to shoot a 1-and-1 with 25.4 to go. Julian Larry, 80% for the season, but 1 for 3 tonight. And it is the front end of a 1-and-1. Former high school quarterback wipes his hands on the bottom of his shoes, now blows on his hands.
A little nervous
as he steps to the line. The shot clock is off, 25.4 seconds to go. Huge free throw coming up, trying to make it a 2-possession game. Wes Miller reminding his players it's a 1-and-1. Larry is set. Dribbles once. Front end of the 1-and-1. It is no good. Rebounded by Newman. Cincinnati's ball down by 3. Shot clock off. 22 seconds to go. Jizzle dribbles into the front court. Driving toward the basket. Jumps into Avila. His shot is no good. Rebound goes to Indiana State. And a foul is committed by Cincinnati.
He tried to get the 2 and get the foul. Jumped right into a brick wall.
And it'll be a 2-shot foul for Indiana State. 12.4 seconds to go. 1 free throw probably wraps it up for the Sycamores. Kent will be the shooter. He is an 83% free throw shooter. Indiana State will not put anybody on the line. They'll have their other 4 players in the backcourt. Trying to make it a 4-point game with 12.4 to go. Kent takes a deep breath. Puts up the shot. It is good. And the Sycamores are on the verge of advancing to the NIT Final Four. Bearcats not dead yet, but it's obviously a long shot. Second free throw up. It is good. A 5-point lead with 12 seconds to go. Avila comes out. Jake Wolf checks in.
West thought he called timeout. It was just a sub.
16 points for Kent in the game. And 7 rebounds.
Try to get if they get a quick 3 out of this, it's still time. But they have to score in this possession.
They throw it towards center court, caught by Skillings, throws it into the front court. Seamas calls a timeout with 10.9 seconds to go, down by 5.
So they're going to run something quick, baseline action against Seamas coming off this staggered screen right in front of the coach, which how he's won 2 games this year. If he can get that to fall with maybe 4 seconds to go with 2-point lead, the next time you foul, it's in the double bonus. They'll have to miss one, and then you're talking about a Hail Mary situation that you probably don't have a timeout for. You have to throw it the length of the floor to make the basket.
It's hard not to think back to Cincinnati coming out of the timeout, tied at 77. Plenty of time on the shot clock, and Jizzle James whipped a bad pass into the corner that John Newman could not save inbounds.
You know, when you're a competitor, that's going to eat you up all summer long. It could be the driving force, the Jack B. Nimble experience that makes him great next year, makes him a breakout player, because he's going to think about that over and over and over again. And the possibilities, if they lose this game, that's going to force him to go to the gym on nights he don't feel like going to the gym. Or in his pop's case, going downstairs and working on his game while he's home.
After that turnover, Indiana State missed a couple of shots, got a couple of offensive rebounds, and on the third try, Robbie Avila made a 3-point basket to snap the 77 all tie. And now Indiana State leads at 82-77 with 11 seconds to go. Seamas Lukosius will throw it in from the sideline next to the Cincinnati coaching staff. Seamas has the ball. Throws it into the opposite corner, caught by Skillings. Passes it to Seamas, 3-point shot. He banks it in. 6.9 seconds to go. Cincinnati down by 2. Indiana State gets it into Swope. He's fouled. He is the worst free throw shooter that Indiana State has. And he'll go to the line to shoot 2 with a 2-point lead and 5.7 seconds to go.
There's still hope. But, Dan, I'm so impressed with the staff of UC. Every late game situation, there's a different play, a different variation. The one when CMOS hit the game winner a couple games ago, they drew that play up in the summertime, didn't use it all season, and pulled it out just for that moment. And then that one throwing it across the court.
25 points for CMOS after banking in his 6th three-pointer of the game. The free throw looked like it was going to spill off the rim, and at the last second, it fell through. Dirty but good for Isaiah Swope, and he gives his team a 3-point lead with 5.7 seconds to go.
And that gives them the option to foul. So if he makes this free throw, he's going to say, don't foul, get out of the way. If he misses it, they're going to say when he's dribbling the basketball, you reach down and you foul him. You don't let them get a 2-dribble Hail Mary from three-quarter court.
Unless you're Kelvin Sampson, who doesn't foul in that situation.
Unless you're Kelvin Sampson.
Almost cost Houston a trip to the Sweet 16, but the Cougars had their dramatic overtime victory a couple of nights ago.
All officiating aside, because I thought they were good in spurts and they were bad in spurts. This has been one heck of a game.
Sure has been.
And, they were favored by 3.5?
5.5.
5.5. The line moved. And Cincinnati did exactly, I don't know how Vegas does it. I don't know if they're using witchcraft or whatever they're doing, but they make this free throw. You're talking about 4. It's a very, very close game. But, man, I believe in March Madness. If he misses this, I believe that we have an ability to get that ball going downhill and get a shot up maybe by half court.
Points off turnovers in the second half, 19-2, Indiana State. Isaiah Swope heading to the free throw line, where he's gone 4 for 4 tonight. He's got 12 points and 5 rebounds. Trying to wrap it up for Indiana State with a 3-point lead and 5.7 seconds to go. His foul shot is up. It is around the rim. It is no good. Rebounded by Newman. Passes for Lukosius. He's fouled in the backcourt. Threw it from 75 feet, and it almost went in. Cincinnati will try to argue he was in the act of shooting, but they're going to say 2 shots, not 3.
So they should look at the clock and see how much time was left.
CMOS tried to get into the act of shooting immediately in order to create a 3-shot foul, but the officials say no, 2 shots. 3 seconds left. Lukosius goes to the free throw line. The Bearcats are down by 3. Try to make the first and miss the second.
Yes.
CMOS with 25 points. Takes a deep breath, stares down as he dribbles twice. His shot is up. It is good. It's a 2-point game with 3 seconds to go. And now he will probably try to intentionally miss this foul shot and see if a teammate can grab an offensive rebound or tip it out. C.J. Anthony checks in as a 3-point shooting weapon for the possible tap out. Bandego and Skillings are the players closest to the basket. There's the intentional miss. Grabbed by Indiana State. Bledson is fouled on the baseline. 1.8 seconds to go. The miss caromed too far for Aziz Bandego to tip it or grab it.
That was really, really quick by CMOS, and it seemed like the harder he shot it, the longer the rebound was.
Hard to control the intentional miss.
You got to shoot it high. He already has a high arch. You got to shoot it high and hope it just bounces on the front of the rim.
Now Bledson goes to the line to shoot 2. Indiana State up by 2, 1.8 seconds to go. Bledson's first foul shot is good. Reed will come in. Bandego will come out. Newman's going to come in. And Anthony will come out. 1.8 seconds left. This would clinch it. Indiana State by 3. Bledson's second foul shot is up. It is good. And the celebration begins here in Terre Haute. Josh Reed throws a baseball pass into the front court. Skillings tried to tip it to Lukosius. It goes out of bounds, and the game is over. Indiana State moves on to the NIT Final Four, defeating Cincinnati tonight 85-81.
Well played game. I mean, there's nothing, obviously it's the end of the season, but nothing that the Bearcats should hang their head on. A couple of calls don't go their way in a game that is so tight against two teams that are very good. One, offensively, is just superior to a lot of teams in college basketball. They would be a Sweet 16 in the NCAA tournament in the right circumstance. Good luck to the Sycamores, but my Bearcats, I love them. Ride and die with them.
For the second straight year, Cincinnati's season ends in the Elite Eight of the NIT. They lose on the road for the second year in a row, falling tonight here in Terre Haute, 85-81. Stay tuned for the postgame show coming up. You've been listening to Bearcat Basketball presented by R&L Carriers on News Radio 700 WLW.
Listening to UC Bearcat Basketball, presented by R&L Carriers.
Yes, sir!
University of Cincinnati Bearcat Basketball has been brought to you by Skyline Chili. Feeling good? It's Skyline time. Your local Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky Toyota dealers. Visit buyatoyota.com for all Toyota offers. Toyota, let's go places. And by R&L Carriers. Partner with a family-owned LTL provider at rlc.com.
Unbelievable!
This is UC Basketball. From Learfield.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota, like the powerful new Tundra 4x4, with the best resale value in its class. Now through April 1st, get APR financing as low as 2.25% on a new 24 Tundra. Up to $1,500 customer cash depending on model. Or you can get a great lease deal with approved credit through TFS. Plus get 2 years no-cost maintenance. Get details at Toyota.com. Ready, set, go get your Toyota today. Toyota, let's go places.
With a constantly changing landscape of technology, it's important to stay ahead of the game. Have access to the latest technology services by leveraging Encore Technologies for managed services, professional services, and support. Encore provides a range of services including data center, cloud, network, and collaboration solutions, all accessible through our 24/7 service desk and operations center. Encore Technologies can simplify your technology solutions and keep your organization fully operational in any scenario. Visit Encore.tech to find out more.
Take a delicious break with a Donato's cauliflower crust pizza. Create your own or get any signature pizza on cauliflower crust. Now get $3 off any order of $15 or more using promo code PIZZA. Order now at Donatos.com.
Now you can terminate your loan or lease early regardless of make or model with the Loan and Lease Termination Program at Kelsey Chevrolet. Escape excessive mileage and remaining payments and get a new Chevrolet for as little as $0 down. Together, let's drive at KelseyChev.com.
Family owned and operated, R&L Carriers prides itself on quality customer service. With a nationwide network of service centers, our team works for you and your business, guiding freight across the U.S. and Canada. Speak with a representative to learn more about the company's guaranteed expedited and liftgate services. Our experts will take the time to create a custom shipping solution to fit your individual needs. Connect with us at rlc.com. One call, one carrier. R&L Carriers.
News, traffic, and weather. News Radio 700 WLW, Cincinnati.
I'm Lee Mowen with the UC Postgame Report. Just in from the Hamilton County Auditor's Office, Bridget Kelly has passed away at her home on Tuesday. She was surrounded by love and peace after waging a 2-year battle with cancer. She recently resigned her role as the Hamilton County Auditor due to her health. Funeral services are pending. In Baltimore, 6 workers believed to be on the Francis Scott Key Bridge when it collapsed are now presumed to be dead. The iconic span failed early Tuesday morning when a massive container ship crashed into a support beam. Divers are expected to begin recovery efforts early Wednesday morning. morning. ABC's Jay O'Brien is in Baltimore near the scene of the collapse.
The temperature of the water on average today has been about 48 degrees. Hypothermia can set in those conditions in just about an hour. This bridge collapsed at 1:30 a.m. There was a period of those search and rescue efforts that were conducted in darkness in the aftermath of the collapse, and now we are entering into another period of darkness.
32-year-old Chad Dorman entered a written plea of not guilty by reason of insanity Monday, as the state is now requesting a second evaluation of his mental condition on the day back in June where he allegedly shot and killed his 3 sons. Amongst the 21 charges in Dorman's indictment, 9 of them are for aggravated murder, and he could face the death penalty if found guilty. Earlier this month, the judge did rule that Dorman's Miranda rights were violated in 2 instances, but rejected the defense's argument that his statements during questions were due to outrageous police conduct, with the judge saying there's no evidence to support that claim. Dorman's trial is scheduled to begin in July. Your latest forecast.
As we head to our Wednesday daybreak, it's gradual clearing, a morning low at 39. Our Wednesday is going to be partly to mostly sunny, my high of 54. At night, mostly clear, we're down to 33. Clear and cool for opening day. That's the forecast. I'm 9 First Warning Chief Meteorologist Steve Raleigh.
With the UC Postgame Report, I'm Lee Mowen. News Radio 700 WLW.
Let Montgomery Inn take care of dinner tonight. Try their new family packs complete with world-famous baby back ribs, sweet and tangy barbecue sauce, delicious quarter chickens, mouth-watering Saratoga chips, and your choice of a refreshing salad or coleslaw, plus a whole pie for dessert.
Boy, that sounds like the ultimate family feast that you can enjoy in the comfort of your own home. Montgomery Inn family packs are now available for pickup and delivery. Visit MontgomeryInn.com to start your order.
Looking to earn more with your checking account? Kemba has the answer. Get Green Checking pays you up to $45 a month. It's as simple as using your debit card, viewing e-statements, and logging into online or mobile banking. Open your account today and earn up to $45 a month with Kemba. For details and qualifications, visit Kemba.com. That's KEMBA.com. APY equals annual percentage yield. Monthly example based on earning 4% APY on a daily balance of $15,000 throughout a 28-day qualification cycle and meeting all qualifications. Rate subject to change. Insured by NCAA.
Hi, this is Trevor Jones with Robert Jones Plumbing, the world's friendliest plumbers. No job is too big or too small, whether it's a remodel, water leaking, or drains backed up. Give us a call at 513-353-2230. That's Robert Jones Plumbing, 513-353-2230.
No appointment is ever needed at OrthoCincy Orthopedic Urgent Care. Plus, OrthoCincy Orthopedic Urgent Care has extended evening and Saturday hours in Edgewood and Anderson. OrthoCincy Orthopedic Urgent Care. Just walk in. It's cheaper and quicker than a crowded ER. OrthoCincy.com.
2 hands stop. This is Bearcat Wrap Up, brought to you in part by Skyline Chili. Feeling good? It's Skyline time. And by Everdry. If your basement leaks, call Everdry. It's not dry till it's Everdry.
He is just on fire.
This is UC Basketball from Learfield.
Mo Egger at the Holman Center in Terre Haute, where the UC Bearcat basketball season has come to an end. Cincinnati falls to Indiana State by a score of 85-81. The Sycamores move on to the semifinals of the NIT just up the road in Indianapolis. The Bearcat season comes to an end with a 22-15 record. One other NIT game tonight. Georgia advances to the Final Four with a 79-77 win over Ohio State. That game was in Columbus. The Bulldogs will take on the winner of tomorrow night's tilt between UNLV and Seton Hall. The Sycamores, by the way, will take on the winner of a game tomorrow between VCU and Utah. There were 2 other college basketball games tonight in the CBI semifinals. High Point beat Arkansas State 81-80, and it was Seattle beating Fairfield by a score of 75-58. Now, one other college basketball note, according to Matt Jones of Kentucky Sports Radio, John Calipari is staying on as the head coach at the University of Kentucky after an evening meeting with the school's athletic director. Reds update, Reds with an intra-squad scrimmage tomorrow at Great American Ballpark in preparation for opening day on Thursday. Reds and Nationals first pitch at Great American Ballpark will be at 4:10 Thursday afternoon. Our coverage on 700 WLW from the Holy Grail will start at 9 a.m. Here in Terre Haute, Cincinnati's season comes to an end. The Bearcats lose to Indiana State 85-81. Plenty of post-game coverage, including Wes Miller's post-game and season-ending comments coming up here on 700 WLW.
Hi, this is Trevor Jones with Robert Jones Plumbing, the world's friendliest plumbers. No job is too big or too small, whether it's a remodel, water leaking, or drains backed up. Give us a call at 513-353-2230. That's Robert Jones Plumbing, 513-353-2230.
No appointment is ever needed at Ortho-Cincy Orthopedic Urgent Care. Plus, Ortho-Cincy Orthopedic Urgent Care has extended evening and Saturday hours in Edgewood and Anderson. Ortho-Cincy Orthopedic Urgent Care. Just walk in. It's cheaper and quicker than a crowded ER. OrthoCINCY.com.
Looking to earn more with your checking account? Kemba has the answer. Get Green Checking pays you up to $45 a month. It's as simple as using your debit card, viewing e-statements, and logging into online or mobile banking. Open your account today and earn up to $45 a month with Kemba. For details and qualifications, visit Kemba.com. That's KEMBA.com. APY equals annual percentage yield. Monthly example based on earning 4% APY on a daily balance of $15,000 throughout a 28-day qualification cycle and meeting all qualifications. Rate subject to change. Insured by NCAA.
700 WLW.
Indiana State has its 31st win of the year. The Sycamores rally from a 4-point halftime deficit to defeat the Bearcats tonight by the final score of 85-81. And we are joined courtside now by UC head coach Wes Miller. Coach, gave a great team a heck of a game tonight. I imagine that the guys are pretty devastated to see the season come to an end. What was your message to the guys after the game?
Just talked about how much I enjoyed this team. I genuinely experienced joy coaching this team, and in a way that I haven't felt since I've been at Cincinnati. And that is not a knock on anybody else. But even on the hard days, and there were a lot of hard days this year, it was a joy to coach this group. They set some really, really important standards for how we do things, and I will always remember and appreciate this group. The John and Odie, you're not supposed to have favorites as coaches, but they're two of the favorites I've ever coached. So we talked about that and a couple other things. But listen, I'm disappointed. We had our chances. I did not like